the final sanction? No, it was Ted Pryor and Robert Zadar.
Right. They fought in sheds a lot.
Oh, yeah, that was the one where it was like a battle royale. It was like Robot Jocks, but without robots.
Yeah.
Because they were fighting over the...
I think we're online.
I got a
Yep.
notification.
Future-
I got a notification.
Oh, it's happening.
Oh, sweet. But we're not covering the final sanction in this episode.
No, it's got the correct title and everything. We are
Oh,
good.
sweet.
Harlow made it happen.
Good job, Harlow. We appreciate you.
Hey, Harlow. Keep it up.
Sure.
Tweet.
I don't have a choice.
By it, he means
Stay
your
frosty.
wiener.
Right.
Also,
Keep that
still don't have
wiener
a choice.
working.
Keep that wiener going.
Yeah.
Dongers up.
For
Harambe.
How long ago was that? Was that 2 years ago?
God,
3 years
it
ago?
was 1,000 years
That
ago
was
if it was a day.
not during this nightmare administration.
Really? That was back in
Yeah.
Obama days?
Yeah.
God damn. So it's been 5 years since Harambe?
Yes.
Since we
Because if you
murdered him in
recall,
cold
it was a
blood?
thing that stuck around forever.
May 28, 2016.
Oh,
Wow.
wow. That's the... Yeah, 2016. That was a bad year. Guess what else is a bad year?
This one.
Yup.
All years.
You could say that. No, this year's worse.
At least now we have a battle queen to save us.
Do we, though?
Man. And yet we have no juvenation machine here.
Shame.
Yeah, I guess I'm not going to be able to do your canvas print anymore.
It's fine.
I could maybe sneak some guys to get some, sneak a few coins,
I
a few
was-
shekels someone's way, and
I
say,
was
like,
I was
"Hey, print
hoping
this after hours.
that you would still be in the office, and I was going to tell you to set up the big printer to print a giant "fuck you" banner that will take all day to print. At the very end of the day, they're like,
Just
"All right, what the hell is this?"
like-
Oh, all right.
No, man, they did it first thing in the morning. Like I walked in the door, and he's like, "Hey, got a second?" And I was like, "No, I don't, but I'll come in there anyway."
That's a terrible way to do it. You're supposed to do it at the end of the day Friday.
Yeah, get another day of work out of somebody.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And then fucking hit him with the crowbar in the face.
Right.
But nah. Eh, it's fine. Nah.
It's not fine.
Nah.
No, it's fine. I'm glad to be
You
gone.
should have
I'm-
left on your own volition so
Sure.
you could hire a mariachi
You
band
know,
to play.
That is the one disappointing thing, because I had so many ways I was going to tell them to fuck off when I left.
Yeah. Why don't you tell them now?
Yeah. Address them.
Nah.
Okay.
I'm going in Friday. I need to get my final check
All right. Next
first.
week, you heard, exclusive.
No.
You
If
should
they
record it
try to
on
be nice to
TikTok.
me, I'm just going to be like, really? Really? How about this? Fuck you.
If they were really firing you, they wouldn't be letting you come back on
Yeah.
Friday to get your shit or
Oh,
whatever.
when I got fired from the PGA Tour, I had to go back to get my last paycheck. And when I walked in, my manager was like, "Hey, come talk to me." I'm like, "Fuck you."
Yeah. We got nothing to say.
Is my check at the reception desk?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah. The only reason I'm talking to you is if there's extra money on that check.
Yeah.
But there ain't.
Well, look at the PGA Tour now. They got fucked by the Ronas.
Yeah. Lost my job,
Right.
Bill.
Boom.
Boom. Coronavirus. Claimed another victim. My job.
Right.
Best day of my life.
Hey,
Freedom.
silver lining, man.
Guess what? Second half going to be 3 hours long now because I'm going to see fucking everything.
Because this man doesn't have to sleep anymore.
No. I don't have to get up
Second
for
best
nothing.
day of his life is when he got married. First day today.
Today.
Eh.
Today.
Today.
It was getting married. That was a good day. I had a lot of fun that
Pretty
day.
good. It was a good time.
I
Yeah.
think we all had a lot of fun that day.
Yeah, except when we closed down that bar after 14 minutes of it being open.
What? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The open bar.
Yeah, that part.
lasted 14 minutes.
Did it with what the fuck?
It was quick.
Well, it got re-upped.
Well, we all then
But
paid
did
for our
everyone
own
just
drinks,
was
but
it no, but was it like locusts that just descended on it?
Yes.
And were like
man, when they started serving, it was just like, and then
I don't even know if I got a free drink.
I didn't.
I don't understand how that happened.
I think they were
I mean,
fucking you.
Yeah, they did something weird.
It's probably Uncle Louie ordered 14 vodka sodas.
Man, what's the cat going nuts over out there?
Cat heard open bar. It's fucking
Jen,
crazy.
Jen is on work from home now. Obviously, because she can until the end of the month. And I swear she's on conference calls like half the day. Just like when I was trying to do streaming or recording my Patreon podcast, the dog, like whenever we're home, dog doesn't give a fuck about anything. I'm going to sleep on the couch, do nothing. When you're as soon as you're on the phone or recording something or speaking in any way, dog's like, car 3 miles away. And you're like, what the fuck, dog? What the fuck?
It knows you're distracted
Yep.
and is helping you.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's the same in our
She was
house.
on 3 calls today, and during all 3, the dog was like, hey, UPS, 10 miles, northwest, fuck.
I like the idea that the dog is calling out like battle quadrants. like, gonna need an airstrike over here.
86.7 west.
But the thing is, like, this is the younger dog, and then the old dog who just sleeps all day wakes up and is like, hey, somebody's barking! What the fuck's going on? Hey! That is like, so this is what my days are going to be like at
Yeah.
home now.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be like on Indeed, like, all right, let's see if this job sucks. Well, what are the reviews? Oh, 1.5 stars. Sweet. I want to work there.
No, your
and the
job-
dog, like, as soon as I call that, get on the Skype chat with him. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hey, Mr. Mackey, nice to talk to you.
How many phone books
What do
are
you think
there
about
at
this?
Jacksonville?
And I'd be like, well, let me tell you about my... Every time. That's going to be my life for the next...
Your new job is whenever your wife is on a conference call to scoop that dog
Yes,
up and run outside.
It is. That was me all day long.
Yep. Shut the hell up, dog.
That dog never barks at anything ever. But yeah, when I was trying to do the Futurama podcast, she was like, all right, which toy is the loudest? And that was back before she broke all her back teeth. And so she'd chew on like the super hard ones.
Yeah.
So I'd be recording and all I'd hear in the background is like this grinding, crunching noise.
Yeah.
And I was like, dog? And then I'd lock her in the crate because I'd be like, just stop fucking chewing on everything. And I'd put her in the crate, and then so she'd start whimpering, and I'm like, that's why it would take me like 2 years to do an episode of the Futurama podcast.
Yeah.
And why it's not, hey,
Hey,
I can pick that back up.
Yeah, you got time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where'd you leave off?
I was early in season 2.
Oh.
I think I was having the whole broadcast order versus production order
Right.
debate. Because
Yeah.
that's where they really started just like...
Air
Fox
this
was
whenever.
like, hey, man, we got 20 minutes. Fucking run Futurama then.
Football ended early. Put
Yeah.
Futurama on there.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, I shouldn't start it back up until I know what my
Sure.
regular employment is. So I
Sure.
can
You should record episodes
schedule.
until you figure out your new
just
employee.
stockpile them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bank them.
Nah, I'd rather play video games.
you're her.
Yeah, her.
You're her. You're her.
Well, do we want to do a podcast?
No.
No.
I do.
I do.
I want to talk about this
Hey,
movie.
I'm here. I braved the
All right.
coronavirus to be here.
We all did.
I got overruled.
So are you all right, Chuck?
Yeah.
Since you're the only one reporting to work anymore?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah?
Chuck's probably got the Rona.
I think I had it 2 months ago.
So you stealth infected us. That's what you're saying.
What the hell are you doing?
So where did you
Social
travel 2 months
distancing.
ago?
Nowhere. I think it's been around that long.
Jen was coughing a lot when we got back from Germany.
Never has a second cup
lot.
of coffee at home.
Yeah,
She probably had it.
probably. And you wore it on your sleeve and brought it over here.
Yeah.
And then I got it.
One of my coworkers did some travel, and then she mysteriously got sick and got pneumonia. So she's likely an infection vector. But I am too strong to be affected by a corona.
Yeah.
Okay.
The good news, Chuck, is
Yeah.
once you've had it, you can get it again.
Yeah, that's great news.
Thought I'd cheer you up.
I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to round 2.
Yeah, once you've had it, you can be reinfected. In fact, easier.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
that
your
too.
lung capacity will never be the same.
Yeah, it's
Right.
like the first one leaves a Yelp review or something.
Yeah.
and it's like, check in here.
5
Yeah.
stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I left my phone in your lungs. I came back in.
Try the lungs.
Yeah. Here I am.
This is great. Everybody gonna die.
I really thought the apocalypse would be way cooler. Instead, it's just like Publix is out of
It's
eggs.
fucking stupid.
It's out of eggs and toilet paper.
I work from home,
Everybody
and soon
bought
my
eggs.
neighbors will kill me.
We're all just watching it happen, and idiots are making memes on Twitter, and you're like, we're all going to be dead in a week. Historians aren't going to understand that.
Is the old man still downstairs from you, the deaf one, or?
Oh, no, not anymore. I have nobody downstairs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's been like that for 3 months.
Oh, man.
It's all right. I got nobody upstairs.
So your parasite landlord must be freaking out.
My landlord's a pretty decent landlord.
Is he a Korean filmmaker? What?
Like, as landlords go,
Yeah.
he's all right. He has like 30 properties, but also a job. It's interesting.
That sounds great. Good for him.
Yeah.
So he's doing all right.
Yeah, I'm sure he's
Yeah,
Not
he's
anymore.
I hope he gets the coronavirus.
fine. I mean, as long as I don't have to pay rent, that's fine.
Sure.
But no, I had
Go on.
after the old man moved out, like
Old man.
month and a half later, this girl moved in downstairs, and it was
Oh, yeah?
literally nothing but trouble
I remember that.
for like a month and a half.
I don't remember this at all.
I remember vaguely you being really upset by this because she was obnoxious.
Yeah, she was crazy.
Was she hot?
Not hot enough.
Good answer.
She was cute.
Crazy.
But no, her time there ended with a very loud domestic violence call to the police, wherein both the people that were in that apartment that day got to take a ride to the police station.
All right. Yeah.
In the paddy wagon.
Yeah.
Did they actually bring a paddy wagon?
No, it was just
Two squad cars.
few squad cars, and rescue showed up because
Someone needed rescuing.
fire rescue
Oh.
because there were apparently
Somebody
injuries.
got fired.
Yeah, it was you.
And they just never came home?
She came back to get her things, and that was it.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. But yeah, he's been trying to. She apparently trashed the place, like in between the. I guess the rest of the loud, screamy fights also included breaking things.
Oh.
The last one definitely included breaking things, but yeah, it took him like a month and a half, 2 months to get the place back in order for
Man,
him to start trying to rent it out again.
that sucks.
So it's been quiet.
Good luck now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have to bleach that place. Get that
Well, no, it's been empty since. Well,
Yeah.
no, it's got to be.
Oh, before
It's
the
got to be longer
outbreak.
than that. It had.
There's probably not a pure
So it's
place
actually
on Earth.
It's
I was
actually
gonna
a
say,
safe.
it's
It's a
that.
safe zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just found the green zone.
Yeah.
We got to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get to my the apartment downstairs from me, because my apartment's already fucked. I already got all the Ronas in there.
Yeah. All the way up them
It's
stairs.
Rice-A-Rona.
All the Ronas.
Everyone touched that railing going up there.
Yep.
It's all over.
Well, just me. Yeah.
That's all you need.
Anyway,
Yeah.
let's throw a cast.
Okay.
Cool. It's about that time.
Right.
Right.
All right, welcome to the Bamfcast.
Hey,
Bamfcast.
Bamfcast.
Episode 501.
Episode
season two, episode two.
Yeah,
episode
season
2.
2, episode 1.
Right.
Right.
It begins.
Well, no, actually, we said last week was season 2. So
Yeah,
that's-
yeah, we
did.
started
This is
episode
episode 2.
Well, that's confusing.
This is the one
How
that's
about it's
always a
episode
letdown
501?
after the first episode.
501.
Yeah, production number 501.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
S2E2.
yeah, production code. So I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And what we do each and every episode of this here Bamfcast is we go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. Then we come here and talk about it for the first half. And we rate them. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks.
Robot jocks. Robot
Sure,
jocks.
robot
Hooray.
jocks. However, there are bad movies. Doesn't stay away. They get a negative sliding scale. 1 to 5 bags and giant bags of trash.
Garbage.
Take it to the curb.
Yeah. So we, if you remember with episode 500, we lamented that we did not begin our 2020 movies at the beginning of 2020.
Yeah.
Due to, well, just insanity that's
Business.
happening in 2020.
Right.
So we're on our second 2020.
Here's
movie.
another one.
Not made in 2020, but with 2020 in the title.
Right.
This is Battle Queen 2020.
Yeah.
Is it?
Sure.
Yeah.
That's what it says on the box.
Poster says it.
Yeah.
That queen battled.
Did she?
Not really.
Yeah.
A little bit. She did stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you want a plot summary?
Yes.
I mean, it's
Totally
Yes.
do. Please.
I'm just saying.
I hope you can explain what happened in this movie
Sure.
in a brief synopsis.
After a civilization. Why does it say a civilization? It's fucking civilization. There's no A. After civilization is all but wiped out by a comet, evil forces take advantage of the weak. A powerful woman fights back for the sake of the vulnerable.
Would that be the Battle Queen 2020?
Sure. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Vote for Battle Queen 2020.
Yeah.
Right.
Played by Julie Strain
Uh-huh.
of Out for Justice, Fit to Kill, and Enemy Gold.
Yep.
Yeah. It's also got
Who's-
Jeff Wincott.
Yes, Jeff Wincott of Martial Law 2, Mission of Justice, and
Good old
from Extra, Universal Soldier 2 and 3.
Yeah.
The best Universal Soldier.
Boy, those were so good.
Yeah. And Brian Frank, who was in Hell Comes to Frogtown as one of the frogs.
Mm-hmm.
And also Pacific Rim. I don't know who he was in Pacific Rim.
First lieutenant
Oh,
Oh, that's my favorite part.
good for him.
or first officer or something like that. So he's just a dude with facial hair standing around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much like this
That's
one.
just me, too.
Yeah. One of the, what is it, 5 writers? Did we
5
figure
total
out?
writers
One
on
of the
this, yeah.
5 writers was Michael B. Drucksmann, who wrote Keaton Scott. Remember Keaton Scott?
I do, yeah. Keaton Scott.
That had Abe Vigoda
Abe
in it.
Vigoda
Yeah.
and Lee Majors.
Oh, yeah, Lee Majors.
Oh, I like the Lee Majors.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Lee
That's
Majors.
the fall guy, right?
Yeah, he's the fall guy.
I could not tell you a single thing about Keaton Scott now.
There's a lot of defenestrations in it.
Oh,
There's a lot of going out windows.
oh man, I need to watch it again.
Yeah,
then.
you should watch it again for the first time.
It probably would be because they'd be like, man, I don't remember any of this.
Mm-hmm.
Does Abe Vigoda go through a window?
I
Does he throw anyone through a window?
Abe Vigoda's through a window.
Is Abe Vigoda still alive?
No.
No. Officially,
Oh.
no.
dead.
It took them about an hour and a half to update that webpage, and I was very upset at that.
He was sad.
Like they had one job.
Yeah,
Like
well,
they were on a
did.
conference call, and
that
like,
guy was
fuck.
like on vacation. He was just like, well, he's not going to die today.
I have a feeling. I feel like the story behind that was that guy was like, "No, it can't be true. I got to verify it," and like refused to update the website until he had verified that
Yeah.
Abe Vigoda was actually dead.
Yeah. And then just typed a frowny emoji.
Send a text to Conan O'Brien.
Uh-huh, yeah. Yeah, so anyway, this movie, Battle Queen 2020.
Yep.
The Queen of Battles.
You need to be prepared when this movie starts because when you press play, it starts.
Yeah, it starts like mid dialogue.
yeah, it's-
voiceover dialogue.
I mean, none of that is important.
No, none of the dialogue is.
It's
important.
a newscast about this it's an asteroid. I don't know why that description said a comet, but it's coming to Earth and we're shooting rockets at it and nothing's doing anything. And they interview some people on the street and no one gives a shit. And then it's just like, well, okay, that destroyed everything. Now it's 2020.
Yeah, it fucks up Florida.
It does, yes. It
We were very
basically-
glad to see it hit Florida.
Yeah, it basically lands right there,
Yeah, sweet, sweet release.
and we died.
Yes.
So it's 2020, and everything's cold.
Yep.
Snow everywhere, and now the narration kicks in. And at first you think, well, this is Julie Strain narrating this. Nope, it's another character who we're not going to meet for like an hour.
Is that who that was?
Yeah,
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was
the little
girl.
kid, grown up, is narrating the movie,
Oh.
telling
Was
this-
she the Battle Queen?
No,
But wasn't it Julie Strain narrating, though?
no,
Really?
it was just some lady.
Oh, okay. Boy, this movie continues to
Narrated
surprise
by
me.
some lady.
The movie then starts proper with some sneak previews of footage we're going to see in the next 10 minutes, but all chopped up out of order and in fake slow-mo.
I think
guess.
it's easier just to and try to rather than try to explain how the movie presents what the plot is. I think it's easier to just skip through it and say this is what's happening.
Okay.
Because there are the haves and the very much have-nots. So there's this group called the Elite.
Yes.
And it appears to be about 5 to 10 dudes, plus some
At
other...
most,
I'm
10.
saying, like, the Elite people seem like maybe there's, like, 10 proper Elite people, and then there's people that work for them.
Yeah.
And they live in a palace,
yeah.
in quotes.
Yeah, they live in a place... they're the only people that can still live underground, I guess, because they can afford heating?
Above
or something?
ground,
Above
yeah.
ground?
Yes.
Sure. But then they just roll around in tuxedos pretty much all the time.
They do.
and
They roll around in tuxedos.
smoke cigars and drink and have escorts.
If I said to you the elites right now, it is exactly what you would picture in your head. Just
Right.
banquet tables and strippers.
Yeah.
And dudes smoking cigars and just being like, isn't it sweet to be an elite?
Yep. But Julie
That's-
Strain plays Queen Concierge. I don't know, whatever. Like
She's the
consort.
head mistress.
Head mistress. That's what
Mistress
they call her.
Gale.
They've got a group of courtesans or
Hookahs.
yeah. I mean, they're not real. They're sort of getting paid, but it's basically a bunch of escorts.
They're getting
hookers,
paid
and
by
courtesans.
living the good life.
Yeah, they get paid in luxury.
Yes.
To fuck all these weird dudes.
I think they're
that
getting
wear
paid in
tuxedos.
exposure, actually.
Yeah. Yes,
They're getting
because
paid for
because the
exposure.
first frame of footage after the backstory of the movie, when it starts its weird slow mo bullshit, is just Julie
Tits.
Strain with her tits out. She's just
Get used to it.
She's just strolling around the horrorporium wherever they all are, just barking out orders to all the non-SAG card holding whores who work there.
Yeah, who don't get to speak.
Yeah.
We're also all sitting around topless and
Yes.
you
Just
Okay.
like brushing hair and stuff.
Yeah.
yeah,
I-
fixing wigs. And
I do have a question about like SAG stuff, like where it's like, okay, if you have a speaking line, you get paid, whatever.
Sure.
If you don't, you don't.
Right.
What about the dominatrix one? Never speaks, has multiple scenes, beating dudes up. How does that work?
She got.
Did she get paid?
She get paid.
She got paid more.
Well,
probably
she got-
due to screen time
They probably hired her for her naked breasts and physique.
and her ability to swing nunchucks.
Because there have been many performances over the years where the character does not speak, but they got paid.
Okay.
So that is considered a performance.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Just curious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the whole speaking thing is just like a joke, basically. I mean, I think it's just a.
You can't speak without a SAG card in most productions, basically.
really?
So whenever
So if I showed up and was like, "Yo," they'd have to cut
Yeah,
that
they would
footage.
cut that out.
I think that's just the difference between like extra and featured performer.
Because you always see like movies that are about making movies. There's always like someone behind the scenes like, can I get a line in this so I can get my SAG card? That kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe movies have lied to me the whole time.
They
Maybe you can
probably
just get a
have.
SAG card. But basically, no one else speaks except Julie Strain.
Okay.
And
But yes, so that's what's happening. She's part of
Rockin'
that,
tits.
and she's the head of it, and is mostly happy with her life because she's not living in the sewers eating rats. Because like they keep cutting down to the people that live in the sewers, and it's just like it's all very clear that they did this. They did one take and then just reused different
Yes.
angles of it because
Yes.
like there is one kid that is perpetually eating a
blood sandwich.
yeah, a blood sandwich of a rat. I mean, he's just like gnawing on a rat's a bloody face, and there's like one guy that's like weird drooling, and they're just always in the exact same position,
Always,
no matter
yeah.
when they go back days later.
Well, you got to pick out your spot.
Sure, but like, so she's mostly happy with it, and because she's the top escort, she gets Jeff Wincott treats her a little bit differently. Like he's head of the elites basically, and is like, you may
Only
go home
because his brother Lincoln is sick.
Yeah, I was gonna get. Might as well get into what the actual plot is that develops. But I was gonna say she gets to go home and see her family or people that she came
Yeah.
back
And bring them
and
cantaloupes.
bring them food that she smuggled back.
She
lets-
trades her cantaloupes for actual
Spare
cantaloupes.
cantaloupes.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's an entire melon trade. Yeah.
You
But
do
yes.
wonder if the prop master just snickered. He's like, "Guess what you're smuggling in? Melons."
Mel
Yeah.
Underground.
You're used to it.
But yes, so that's the basic dynamic. She's allowed to
Joke.
mostly freely go and visit and sneak food into her people, and then come back and do her job, and she's mostly happy with it. Because you think like, oh, she's just planning to betray them right from the get go, but not really.
Not really.
She's just happy with her job until the plot starts to unfold. Which again, we will just go ahead and blurt it out because the movie takes an hour to finally get there. But
Yeah.
basically, the olds are really old because like they've been doing some sort of rejuvenation process, which means taking people from the sewer tunnels and
Stealing
cutting
goo.
out organs or whatever.
Their
and,
pituitary
yeah,
gland.
and basically because like Jeff Wincott's supposed to be like over 80 years old. He's actually the same age as his brother who's dying in the hospital.
His brother just didn't
Yeah,
want this.
He didn't want to.
He didn't
do
want
the
that life.
thing.
Didn't
so
want the Juve.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
Juve.
that's the big secret of the movie. And basically, as she slowly sort of realizes this, her people are disappearing and getting sick.
Well,
she's
because
like,
what-
well, fuck this shit.
She has gone down there once to deliver her melons, and
Never not going to be funny.
and like goes to a hatch where her entire family lives, and I think she's talking to her aunt, And then it's weird because they bring one of the dregs up to the mansion to suck out their goo, and it looks like it's the aunt. Like, I was like, okay, it's got to be that lady because it's the only other person we've ever seen in this movie. Mm-hmm. And she freaks out like, I know this person because she gets bone sawed to death in the neck. Something. I don't know.
Yeah, because besides Jeff Wincott, there's two other principal like elite people we see.
Yeah.
There's Dr. Guy, who does not look like... I mean, the other two are like, oh, we have this procedure done so that we're beautiful. And this guy's just like schlubby, balding guy. Like,
it's like
hey!
I couldn't figure out the hair.
They didn't start doing it till later on him.
I was
He's like,
60 when we
I
started.
let myself go, and
But
and
like,
then they got me with the juvenation.
Good
later.
enough.
so there's this Dr. Guy that like everyone kind of hates, including Julie Strain, and makes no bones about hiding it.
Well, he's always trying to be like, hey, Jeff Wincott's 5 feet away in another room. How about we bone? And she's like, no, thank you.
Yeah, and then there's another guy. What the fuck was his name? Like, he had a dumb name.
He
Manson.
did. Manson,
Yeah,
yeah.
Braxton was the doctor.
Yeah.
And Manson is the
Head of security.
head of security.
Right.
Yeah, so those are like the only three main elites we see. I'm sure there's others, but that's
There are a
really,
few others.
Yeah, that's really all we see.
Yeah.
So he's constantly like leering at her, and the other guy's just like, it'll be my time, and I'm going to take Jeff Wincott's place and stuff.
Yep.
But blah blah blah. She finally starts to figure out the plot and find out that like people are going missing, and
Well,
all
she
this
figures it out because she sees her dead person that she
Friend, yeah.
knows, and then she's like, goes to Jeff Wincott's like, what's this then?
Well, no, her final straw. She's just kind of like, hey, why is there a dead person down there? Don't you worry about it. And she's like, okay.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes back to it. And then the final straw is that someone brings in like a 12-year-old girl for the doctor, and she's like, what? No, absolutely not. Fuck
Well-
that guy. Fuck this. Fuck all this shit.
Yeah.
They brought
She's
in...
like, I would make this girl a prostitute.
Yeah.
But if you're going to take her pituitary gland,
Yeah, because, well, they brought in one non-speaking person earlier to introduce this
yeah.
concept of we just go and get ladies for the elites because it gets old just recycling the same 5 over and over again. So they brought in this one of-age lady and were like, okay, now you're going to be a whore and we'll clean you up. And then that same process is done again where the guard brings in a 12-year-old and is just like, here you go. And Julie Strain's like, what the hell?
Yeah, absolutely.
18-year-old, fine.
Yeah.
12-year-old, no.
Right.
Yeah. But she's just like, I got to get you out of here. And that's pretty much what sets the rebellion off, is she's just like, I'm going to sneak you out after this party because we go to this stupid fucking party and just mill about.
Does that
for
party
forever.
happen every night?
Yes.
It seems
Sure.
like that
Yes.
party happens every night.
I don't know. But yeah, she just mills about there for a while, and anyway, eventually is like, all right, we've got to sneak out. We're going to go see my people.
There have been scenes of dudes wearing white on snowmobiles, and there have been scenes of dudes wearing black on snowmobiles.
It's the classic James Bond chase.
Sure. The rebels, as we come to find out, are wearing white, and the guards for the elite are wearing black. And there will be numerous scenes of people going to and fro on snowmobiles.
Who knows why they go to and fro on snowmobiles?
Because they had footage of it.
Yep.
At first, you were like, cool, this movie got snowmobiles. And then by the 5th time you see them, you're like, okay, enough of these goddamn snowmobiles.
I can tell you, they
just like Julie Strain's tits.
they planted a camera somewhere in a field and said, okay, go by like 3 or 4 or 5 times on the snowmobiles. All right, change to the black costume. do
Flip
it
your
again.
costume inside out. Now it's
Right.
the
All
other
right, now
color.
do the other thing. All right, and then we'll just day for night everything else because it's all fucking horribly shot. Anyway, so like that's basically what's going on. So she goes to see her people. Of course, it's a trap, to which she senses because, her aunt or whatever is just like giving shady, like, you don't want to come in here.
She's just smirking at her.
Yeah.
Like,
And so
hi.
our first battle queening actually happens here because she punches a couple people and is like, okay, yay, we're free. You've got to keep her so I can go do battle queening. It's like, no, they'll be back and nobody be safe.
Right.
And then I don't really know, but she's just like, all right, fine. I'm going to put you in a burlap sack and take you out. Like our only chance is to go find the leader of the rebellion, Jode.
She wraps her up
Jode.
like a sleeping bag
Yeah.
and attempts to throw her over her shoulder. And then just traipses through the snow. And the guards are like, there she is. We got her. And then she just turns around and goes back the other way. And then I guess the rebels find her.
Yeah, because it's... Oh, man, passage of time in this is very horribly done because she's just like, it's really cold out there. We've got to bundle up. Okay, let's go. Snowmobile shenanigans happen for a few minutes, and then it's like they're dragging her into the rebel base.
Yeah.
And it's like, they're suffering from hypothermia.
Okay.
We've got to get their clothes off.
Yes. Okay, before we describe the best thing in the movie. the pacing of this film is so odd because it seems like scenes have just been ripped out of it.
Oh yeah, they're
in some instances they just skip ahead to something, but in
or the
other
the
instances
narrator will come in and just be like, hey,
they take footage and slow down a scene that we haven't seen while the narrator talks over it just to get us through it real quick. And it's you just like you're complete. You have no idea what's happening.
It's especially maddening because they did one 2 minutes after that party sequence, which was just, hey, hover the camera on all the ladies for about 30 seconds each.
Yeah.
Literally all the ladies in the party, just from rich guy to lady, move the camera over, watch her for a minute, move to the next one. It was like you padded this entire scene this badly, and then you could turn around and do this like hurry, gotta go narration thing.
Yes.
It's like fuck you.
But also, there's like 35 minutes of softcore fucking.
Exactly.
Sure.
The other thing we need to note about this is that it is not a normal motion picture. It's one of those fucking Cinemax things where the movie just grinds to a halt when and there will just be weird simulated sex going on. But most of those scenes start and then 12 seconds later just cut to something else. Like, especially there's one point where Julie Strain's like just lounging on a chair nude. It's just like, I've had such a hard day, and she's being massaged by one of the other people. And it's just like, well, let's do this then. And that lady starts touching Julie Strain's boobs, and you're like, okay, well, we're in for 4 minutes of this. And no, 15 seconds of that, and then we're done.
Yep.
It's so strange.
Yeah.
So we have okay.
Yeah, we skipped over a huge part
There
of
are
this movie.
lots of scenes like that, and so Julie Strain has been naked more than she's been clothed in this film.
Easily.
Yes.
Like the first time you see her, she's naked. I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying like she's nude a lot. So we get to the scene where the rebels bring them in because they have hypothermia and they're going to die.
Yes. And what is their first thing they say? We need to take those clothes off of you.
Yes. And so they take the girl, and thankfully that scene ends.
They toss her in an oven or something.
But they just
The Hansel and Gretel or
they sit.
You got to
Julie
heat her
Strain-
up.
They sit.
It's like
Julie
a little hot
Strain-
pocket because of that.
She is like a little hot pocket. She is because she's
That little
tucked away in that
backpack.
little thing.
Yeah.
They sit Julie Strain down on a bench, and the third build cast member of this movie, who never really does or says anything besides this one thing, just slowly starts peeling off Julie Strain's clothes, and it's like, "Oh, you've got hypothermia. We got to warm you up." As they're peeling her clothes off, and Julie Strain's shivering and everything, and it's like, "Oh, well, I guess they have some weird method." And then you just look over, and there's a steaming bucket of water there that this lady grabs and just slowly starts pouring on Julie Strain, to which Julie Strain snaps into porn mode, and it's just like, "Oh, my boobs."
Yeah,
But
the
she's
best
still
part is,
wearing a tank top.
She's wearing the tank top.
So it's a wet T-shirt scene, and it's like, the fuck are you teasing?
Yeah.
We have seen her tits for 50 straight minutes.
Yep.
What is this? And then
They were just looking for some variety.
More tips is what it is, Chuck.
But then they also cut away. It seemed like it was just be like, well, now you, lady, have to press your tits against Julie Strain, and that's how the friction will warm you up. But
Right.
again, after 7 seconds, it cuts away. So it was 7 seconds of a tease after we have seen this lady naked for an hour. What?
Yep.
I was officially broken at that point. It's like, I don't know what the fuck this movie is. It's my favorite thing. I love it.
Yeah, but the what T-shirt contest cures her hypothermia because
It does. She's fine.
it's gear up time because like now it's like, hey, we need to meet Jode, the leader of this and all this stuff.
Jode.
And spoiler, Jode was an elite because he tells her this
Yeah.
shortly after she wakes up.
Yeah. He's a former elite.
He said,
I took part in the rejuvenation things, but I didn't ask questions.
Yeah.
I should have, and now I'm trying to save people.
Now I'm a rebel.
yeah. Jode's such a chode. He sucks.
But so here's the thing. The rebel forces are like 7 people. They don't seem to have a cause of any kind. It's just, we got to stop the elites.
Well, I feel like from
That's
the
a
second
cause. That's cause enough.
Eventually, he says.
I agree with them.
Eventually, when they get there, he's like, he confronts Spencer. He says, okay, we need the juvenation machine because we're going somewhere else.
They've
with
got a
it.
5-day journey to go to the new city
Yeah.
that's over the frozen lake.
So their cause is to basically, I guess, steal the
The juice.
the
The
rejuvenator and take it somewhere else instead of just, like, all right, kill all the elites and then take their place.
Right.
Like stay in their little 3-room
but the
mansion.
glacier. You got it. They had to go because
that's
of the
right.
glacier.
It's a fast-moving glacier.
Yeah.
Yes. It was a glacier the size of the Chrysler building.
He actually says like that's a fast moving glacier.
It's a fast-moving glacier.
Like that's an
Maybe it is.
avalanche.
I mean, maybe it is a fast-moving glacier. Maybe it's moving at like 8 miles per year.
Wow. Oh, you mean like the ones we got now?
Yeah.
It's like
No.
it's like the old joke. What did the snail say when he rode on the back of the turtle? Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, glacier, and we got to get across the frozen lake.
But
Let's go.
I
Kill the
just
elites.
like from the moment like this stupid wet T-shirt anti-hypothermia thing happens, like the next bits of sequence are like just extra funny to me because he does this whole like I was an elite and I didn't know and now I'm trying to save people into like this training montage for the rebels, which means like two people pair up and do the most like I've never taken a basic fighting class in my life kind of fighting.
Yeah.
While there are two people in the back just whittling blow darts.
Yeah, the ladies are making blow darts because we saw earlier one dude took out some guards with some blow darts.
Two dudes took
Yes.
out some dudes.
Okay.
Two
That's
dudes
right.
took out two other dudes.
Yeah.
With 2 blow darts.
Because
Chuck.
they
Get
popped
it
up out
right
of the
or pay
ground
price.
Red Dawn style and blow darted those other dudes.
They blew those dudes.
Yeah, they did.
They blew them to Wolverines.
Right. These darts never come up.
Nope.
I don't believe there is any more darting.
They're one dart only.
Yeah, furious darting. So there's kind of some fake fighting going on, and then what's his nuts is like, hey, Julie Strain skills, you're Battle Queen, let's do this, and then
They fight for half a second, and it's just like, all right, you're in charge now.
Yeah.
'cause you're obviously the Battle Queen.
obviously.
But to give you an idea of the writing in this movie, he's basically like, let's see what you got. Mm-hmm. And her response is, no, let's see what you've got.
Yes, that's basically every dialogue exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I will say this, though. Like,
Okay.
I've said my piece about Julie Strain in some of the Sedaris movies.
Yeah.
She's a lot more charismatic in this one, like, than normal.
She's better in this than she was that last Sedaris.
Well, I was
movie.
going to say, wasn't she supposed to be a bad lady in both of those other movies?
She was, yes.
Because definitely
Yeah.
in the last Sedaris movie, it was like, okay,
Yeah.
I guess you're doing
Yeah,
a
but
thing
she
to be-
couldn't even, like, deliver a line
Right.
Sure.
properly. This one, like,
This
I mean...
is 6 years later.
Yeah,
So
it is. But I mean, there's like scenes like where she's talking with the kid, where she's like actually
Yeah.
emoting and
Yeah.
just like, I
She got
talked a
better.
lot of shit about her in those, and I'm like, no, she's actually decent in this one.
yeah, she
like,
got better.
like she feels like an actress in this one, and not like Hooterville. And that's all you're here for.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, now she's not only Hooterville, she's the complete package now.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
best actress 2001,
Head to toe.
Julie Strain.
Julie Strain. Congratulations.
Also,
Battle Queen 2020.
best
Take a bow.
fakes 2001.
Pretty good
Julie
fakes.
Strain. Yes.
Pretty good.
Best plastic surgeon,
Yes.
2001.
They don't look
Julie Strain's plastic surgeon.
oogie.
Right. Sure. Yeah.
So anyway,
yeah.
they're like, okay, let's go back.
Yep.
Let's raid the elites.
And
so,
meanwhile, the elites have turned on Spencer.
yeah, they're sick of Spencer's shit, and
Also, his brother died.
yeah, his
'Cause
brother
he's
died,
old.
and Spencer was kind of like, well, Spencer's running out of cigars, and so he's
That
like,
makes him really sad.
he's super sad. He will spend time looking at the last cigar that's in a box.
They should have made a movie called The Last Cigar and just
Probably.
skipped all the rest of this shit.
Yeah. He is kind of like, maybe we should just stop being elites. And the bad guy's like, fuck no, fuck you. Because he and the doctor basically got together and was like, I think it's time to kill Spencer. And the guy's like, fucking yes, fine. I've been waiting so long for you to say that. I'm going to kill him so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why we have to stop the podcast at some point, because given a long enough time span, we will want to murder. If we don't already, we will want to murder each other.
Probably.
It's just human nature.
Yeah, I believe
that much
so.
time spent together.
Yeah. But it's going to be you three wanting to murder me.
We're gonna just let nature
Depends.
do that. I mean, like literally, it's just a waiting game.
We
at
got
this
plenty of
point.
cigars, guys. Just chill out. It's a waiting game.
But yeah, so
yes.
that's what's going down, and then she just kind of, sort of, it's weird because somehow she splits off from the actual rebel gang.
Well,
which,
they sneak back through the tunnel.
yeah,
And she goes, she's called Spencer to
Yeah, she
meet
promised
up.
that she would
said-
call him.
Yeah, and
When she left, she was like, "I'll call you," and we were like, "What?"
yeah, apparently they still have phones in
There-
2020.
There's a lot of really broken logic things in this because, all right, so bad actress little girl, when she first comes in and meets Julie Strange, she's like, "What's with all the color on your face?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, I'm going to a party. I'm trying to get made up." And then, like, when Julie Strange's leaving, she's like, "Can I play with the makeup while you're gone?" It's like,
Yeah.
you went from not understanding why someone would have color on your face to knowing what makeup is.
Yeah,
And then,
it's like, you idiot.
yeah.
Also,
But yes, also there's phones apparently in this
Sure.
horrible we're eating rats underworld.
when they broke out of the elite mansion, the little girl stole the doctor's notebook, which the doctor's really upset about. But this means fuck all.
All it means is the guy gets to say, "She stole my notebook."
Right, but this literally means nothing. And he
it actually, all it means is they will know how to work the juvenation machine later. Because
Okay.
he was the one who said he had all the information,
whatever,
which he conveniently wrote in a notebook that was easily stolen
by an
by a
idiot
child,
12-year-old
by a poorly acted child.
who doesn't know what
Who-
makeup is
who the-
until she does.
This guy calls himself elite. No, no,
That's the thing about the
Standard at
elites.
best.
They fucking suck.
standard at best.
You're right.
He's like a Series S.
So Spencer's just sitting there lamenting that he's only got one cigar left, and then what the fuck his name, Jadoon or whatever the guy's name is, walks in.
Jadoon. Yes. Manson?
Chode.
Oh, that guy.
Jode.
Okay.
Jode, yeah. He walks in and is like, "Hey, sup? I'm back." And Spencer's like, "Yeah, you are. Look at you." And then Manson walks in with his lady and is just basically like, how about you fight my lady? And he's like, "All right." So they have a bad fight to where she produces nunchucks and then produces a magical second pair of nunchucks.
Oh, someone literally threw them in from off camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then they were immediately
And then they're
done.
gone.
yeah.
You can't control the magic chucks, man.
Yeah. But he, because he has skills and he's a rebel, he dispatches her. She also murdered a man earlier with metal boobs.
Yep.
Yes.
They're okay.
Yeah.
She just injured him. He didn't die.
I feel like
on
That's the
screen.
best scene in the movie
And
because
that's the thing is like we're just randomly throwing out
Yeah,
some
we
things
are.
that like
Sure.
when you hear the description of him, you're like, wait, kills him with a boob?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah,
and
yeah.
no,
Slow-
it's
slow-
not
slow
as
down.
cool
Yeah.
as it sounds.
No,
I'm
'cause-
just throwing that out there now as a word of caution. It sounds awesome. It's not.
no, she's doing dominatrix things to Manson.
Yeah, who's like poor man Gary Oldman.
Yeah, he's like bleeding from the mouth and she's licking it off of him. And then like an admin assistant walks in and is like, "Sir, sorry." And then he's like, No, come here. And he's like, "No, I'm sorry. I'll come back." And he's like, "No, come here." And he's like, "All right." And then they lure him over to the table, to which she slams his head down on the table. And then this dude screams at him for a good 45 seconds.
Oh, and it's a good
He's-
bad acting scream
It
too.
is so good because there's no pitch to it or anything, and half of it you can't even understand what he's saying, but he is determined and he doesn't take a breath.
He's seen Gary Oldman in The Professional,
Yes.
and he's like, "That's it.
Yeah.
That's it."
Yep, do that.
But he's not Gary Oldman.
Right. But then she like headbutts the dude with her metal boob chest plate and he dead.
Yes, it
And then-
cut his cheek to death.
Yes, and then she yoinks that off and they have 7 seconds of softcore sex.
Yeah.
So anyway,
That was my
happened.
nickname in high school.
Well, that's a unfortunate nickname.
That's
That's based on fact. Like most
Okay.
nicknames.
All right.
that's a hell of an origin story you got going there.
Yeah. So, dude defeats her, and then Manson's like, "I got this," and then he gets shot in the head, I think.
Yes.
Someone comes in and shoots him in the head.
Julie Strange shoots him in the head.
Yeah, because she is
Did she
shown
have a
back up.
gun?
Sure.
I guess she did.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Jeff Wincott got shot in the kerfuffle as well.
He got, yes, right in the kerfuffle.
Yeah, because that is Jode's only weakness. Mm-hmm. Bullets.
Bullets, yeah. He got shot when he came in, and that did not stop him.
Oh no! It just gave him a cool bullet wound through his duster.
Yes.
If you're wearing a duster, like shots in the shoulder, they will
No,
not
the
affect
duster
you at all.
deflects that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
It just gives you a nice little blood splatter. I just want to point out that Jeff Wincott basically dies and doesn't do a fucking thing in this movie. And everything we've seen him in, he's been a fighter of some kind. And the only thing he does in this movie that's not talking or fucking is when he punches the doctor in the face because that dude was trying to have sex with Julie Strain. Like, there's not even a fight scene with Jeff Wincott.
Yep.
What on earth?
It's also very strange because periodically throughout the movie, he will go into like 1920s gangster instead of 2020s guy.
Yeah.
Because like not constantly, but just periodically
Every
he'll
once
say
in a
something
while.
and he's just like, "Oh, them tings, and we gotta go," and it's just like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah,
Like,
where did that come
why
from?
go get the juvenation machine. See,
See?
It's
Yeah.
like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so weird.
It's very odd.
But yeah, they win.
They declare victory and go back to the shitty
Well,
land?
yeah, Julie Strain walks back down into Rebel hideout, and she's like, "I had never." Well, actually, no, that's narration from the shitty actress little girl. It's like, "I had never seen people happy before, but there she was, and she was happy, and they hug." And then they go into fucking CGI nightmare
Wow.
because
Like some elven army camp that we're
holy
looking at.
shit, it's like a cheap mobile game. Like it is like
But it looks like it's hand drawn.
It's like if they hired me to do it, and they're like, "Yo, we need it tomorrow."
And our budget is $26.
But yeah,
I swear to God,
No,
they've got
that
three.
cost them like $28 at
Fine.
least.
The scene that they have painted is like just a bunch of tents out in a blizzard with three skinny elven people standing watch over them.
Yeah, it's like a shot from Final Fantasy or something.
Yeah, it's like what is this elven army battle that you've set up here? And then they're just like, yeah, we went to the promised land. All right, movie over. And you're like, what? How is that better than just moving into the elite mansion? Go live in the elite mansion. They have stuff. They don't have
Well,
cigars.
didn't they say they
but
were running out of stuff?
They still have
It's
stuff.
the glacier, man.
That's true. I
It was
forgot-
coming
I
fast.
forgot
Don't
about
forget.
the fast glacier.
Fast Glacier.
it's next movie. It's just gonna, instead of a stealth bus, it'll be a stealth glacier.
I like Stealth Mountain.
But yeah, it's. I don't even want to talk about this anymore.
This movie's over.
It's
It's
just dumb.
It's very random.
It's completely random.
Boobs.
Boobs are the draw.
Lots of them.
Yeah.
There is a plethora of boobs.
Oh,
It's like it's to the point where it's like getting to showgirls level.
it is
You
absolutely-
know, where you're just like, I get it. Please put your clothes back on.
Well, because after they do the hypothermia wet T-shirt tease, 5 minutes after that, she's like, "I got to go clean up for the battle," and then just has a hot tub dump water on herself bath in like a steam room or something, and it's just like, what are you even doing? Like, at what point were you like, you know what, she's got to get naked again? She's got to just dump water on herself.
Yeah, and it's not like she's not attractive.
No, do not get me wrong. Julie
Yeah.
Strain is an attractive lady.
Yeah.
She is an attractive lady, and
However,
naked, she is an attractive lady. But it's like at some point you're like, ma'am, please,
this is a Wendy's. Put your clothes back on.
just because like even when she's being like almost assaulted, like when Dr. Man comes in and is like, I'm gonna have sex with you because Jeff Wincott is not here, she just gets out of bed, tits out, like, close your robe. Like, what are you doing? For 2 seconds, just be like, hey, listen, mister, you know, it's like, but no, she's just like, what, you want these rockin' tits? No, fight me.
Yeah.
I guess that's the power of Julie Strain. She just doesn't give a fuck.
Clearly.
I mean, you can't feel them, so it's like,
Yep.
okay.
That's the movie.
Yeah, the movie's over.
I mean, unless anyone else has anything to add, I don't think so. This movie's a kind of a big pile of
I
nothing.
can rate it.
Okay. You
I mean,
never go first, but please do.
Yeah, I don't really go first. I'm going to give it 2 bags. One for
Just stop there.
I mean, based on the size,
We get it.
Stop there.
We get it.
based on the size alone, shouldn't that be at least a 4 bags movie?
I mean,
I'm with you. You don't have to explain
I
this.
just needed to make the joke. I've just been waiting for that joke for a while. I don't know. It was pretty awful. I'm going to go ahead and give it 3 bags.
Oh, all right.
yeah.
Bonus bag.
2 for Julie and 1 for the movie.
Well, that's
All right.
very nice of you.
one for the road.
Although she's probably not, like, in and of herself the worst part of this movie.
No.
The worst
No.
part of this
I'm
movie
telling you now,
is
she is the best part of this movie.
Yeah.
the 5 people that wrote it and whoever shot it and directed it and everyone else. That's all I got.
Okay, I mean, I can go.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this a proper rating. This is a 5-bag movie. Fuck this thing.
Oh, come on.
Fuck it. Just fuck it. Fuck it. If I die tomorrow, I'd be so pissed. I'd be like, that's the last fucking movie I watched. Barely a movie. Fuck this.
You're gonna have to watch one before you go to bed, just in case
absolutely will. Yeah,
the Rona
fire
comes
one
in
up.
and kills you overnight.
Yeah. Casablanca.
No, I'm sorry. It's shit like this. These are the things I fucking hate.
Okay.
I mean, just there's no battling. There's no queens. It's not even really 2020.
There's some 2020.
Not really.
It's pretty close to 2020.
Not really. So many scenes are blurry.
Oh, right. Yeah, I get it.
It's got fake slow mo. It's got fucking frame weird skipping in the sex scenes. It's got this is everything I fucking hate in a movie.
All right.
Absolutely everything.
Okay.
Tits for the sake of tits for no reason. Big nasty fake
don't need a
rock
reason.
hard ones. I mean, I hate that shit. I just
Okay.
yeah.
right.
I fucking hate
Man,
things.
All right, then.
2 bags. Yeah.
Obviously.
I mean, I didn't hate it, but I can't recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
Because even after, like, even a supercut of this would be like,
You could. There's no way.
yeah.
There's no way. Even in a remotely entertaining scene, Julie Strain is right there with her tits out. It's like,
Yep.
I can't. How do I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's not, I mean, it's like that whole, like, you know, sci-fi channel show, cheap, like, early 2000s cheap thing going on. Like, the whole look of it looks like one of those.
Yeah.
Except there's tits. So,
Oh.
yeah. That sort of thing.
Okay.
But no, it was barely even a movie.
Fine. I'm gonna give it a bag. I do not hate it, but there's no way I can recommend it.
Yeah.
I do want to point out that Mackie, you were taking, you were paying attention to the beginning of the movie where it is over 5 minutes before someone actually speaks a line of dialogue.
Yes, it's
on
all
set.
voiceover.
Yeah. So that's a thing.
Yeah.
Because we did get to a point. It was like, is anyone going to actually speak in this, or is it all just going to be montages and stuff?
And then when that guy gets punched in the face like 8 times in a row, eventually I was like, is this the end?
Oh, right.
Is this the rest of the movie?
Yes. When
And it's just the dominatrix punching him, but you don't know that. You just have a guy sitting in a chair reacting to getting punched in the face.
8
Oh,
times.
slap.
Yeah.
Not even punch.
Yeah,
Just
slap.
Was it a slap?
Yeah.
Okay.
Slap. Like,
8 times.
Like front hand, backhand, backhand. Yeah.
But like by the 5th time, I was like, this is the rest of the movie, isn't it? There's another 45 minutes of just this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It might have been better.
I mean, a bit of more accurate representation of 2020 than what we saw.
It's just so odd. It doesn't focus on its story. It doesn't focus on any fights that happen, and it doesn't focus on the sex scenes. And I just can't figure out why it exists or who it's for. I mean, I get it. Julie Strain is in it and nude a lot, and there is an audience for that. But you can get that in almost any Julie Strain movie that exists, and some of them actually are put together a little better than this. We didn't like that last Sedaris one,
I'd rather watch that.
but that was kind of like, this is there's
Yeah,
a
that's
story.
the thing. Like the Sedaris ones are actually put together.
Right.
They may not be great, but, you know, and eventually you see the budget dwindling down to like, all right, we got an RV for the weekend.
Yeah.
Right.
I think
You
what we
know.
hated about that one is just that they kept flashing back to the Civil War bullshit.
Well, and that they filmed it in fucking Fort Worth or
Well,
wherever
yeah,
they were.
well, I just mean it was like, hey, here's some more Civil War
Shreveport,
bullshit.
I believe.
Yeah,
Some more Civil War bullshit of a guy on a horse going through the mud.
right,
and, like,
exactly.
super duper
Hiding
fake
his
slow mo.
book in a tree and
Yeah, all that. But like
Yeah.
when it was in present day, we were like, yeah, this is the movie we wanted to see. Just stop that other shit.
right. Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's take a break, shall we?
That's
All right.
We have plenty to talk about in the second half.
sure do. Man, we watched Martial Law 2 somewhat recently.
yeah.
To
All right,
Phil's-
you guys did. I don't believe I was here.
Oh,
for
that's
that
right. You
one.
were not here for Martial Law 2. We kind of liked it.
You going outside?
Nah. We have time.
We did breeze through that.
There's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, that was one of our shorter first halves for sure. At least in the modern era, we had
Technically.
some real short ones in the early on.
Right.
It was like we'd be done in 25 minutes. So I want to say Robot Jocks. It's only like 32 minutes or something. We talk
not
about
long.
it. It's real short. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all just scream robot jokes for Blow out that dude's speakers.
Hell yes, I did.
Yeah, you did. The Hudson Hawks episode is 28 minutes long.
The entire thing?
Yeah.
I don't think there was a second half to
Okay.
that one.
All right.
I think that was just the first half.
Okay, cool.
Is that me?
I don't know. Who's buzzing? Is it me? Could be either of us. Or both. It was barely a movie. Barely. So. Let's see what's going on in the news. Do not take a bunch of cash out of the bank because of coronavirus.
Really?
That's what this top headline says.
Well, I done fucked up. I got all the cash.
Yeah. Please tell me why. Article. Oh, because it'll hurt the banks.
That is the point we've reached.
Mm-hmm. The safest place for your money is inside a bank, says Banks. Fuck
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, they also said, yeah, investing all your money is the best bet.
Right. And it's
Yeah.
gone.
Yep. Glad we got rid of pensions so we could just make people invest in 401ks.
Yep.
That worked swimmingly.
Real well.
Yeah. I'm kind of afraid to look at what is actually there now at this point.
I never look at mine.
Thank
so-
God. A couple weeks ago, Jen was like, you got a decent amount in savings. Should we be buying stuff right now? And I'm like, I don't know. Let's talk to somebody who knows things about money to see if that's a good idea. And yeah, I'm glad we didn't, because I kind of need that money right now. I need liquid assets. I got to be liquid.
Yeah, you really need to. This is the time to be liquid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. World's my oyster, man. There's an ant in here. He's on the power cord. What the fuck, ant? Who the fuck you think you are?
Get that ant.
The fuck you?
Get it.
Dead ant. Dead ant.
Get it.
Dead ant. Dead ant. Dead ant.
Smoosh it.
Do we have a tissue? I don't want to get ant gook on my hands.
Oh, we do. We have a bathroom full of tissue now.
Look at him. He's just running in circles. I got to keep an eye on him. I can't let him get away, Chuck.
All right. So I'll provide you.
I can't blink. If I blink, I die. This stupid ass ant. He just keeps going a little circle on the power cord down to the. You're dumb, ant. No wonder you're an ant. You're fucking stupid.
Use some of this precious resource.
Oh, is this teepee? What do you do? You insane?
It's good as gold.
Watch me miss. Nah, you crunched.
Yeah.
Crunch. Yeah. Boom. You're dead.
Yeah.
Roasted.
Right. Roasted.
What is he drinking over there?
Tea.
Oh, it's tea. Okay.
Scotch.
Man.
Yeah. We're gonna have to start the drinking cast.
Somehow
Yeah.
I didn't fix myself a drink today.
Well, you were busy talking to people. Tomorrow you'll be like,
I was, man. My phone was almost dead.
You're gonna roll up.
Fielding texts,
Yeah.
phone calls. One guy, he was fired up. I felt good. He was pissed.
Good.
He was like ready to fight somebody.
Yeah.
He's
I
like, "Why
bet-
the fuck they do this to you?"
I bet
I'm
they
like,
all go to work tomorrow and don't say a word.
100%. I was like, I appreciate it. Like, I really do. I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be great. In fact,
Yeah.
like, it's all good, man. Now I just have to survive the pandemic, and there we go.
Mm-hmm.
I should try to play Pandemic. See how accurate it is. I have Plague Inc. on my phone.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I played Plague Inc., but I need to simulate the conditions of coronavirus and see how fast I can kill the Earth.
Okay. That sounds great.
Do you ever play that one?
No.
It's pretty good, actually.
I've been playing nothing but Sudoku.
God, yeah, I fell off. I need to get back, like the monthly stuff, the dailies. I got a lot of dailies to catch up on. I also get to clean out my inbox, which is at like 9,900. So I'm not going to let it get to 10,000.
Okay.
Because now I can actually check my mail. So I'm going to go through every one of them and read them. I want to see the oldest unread one I have.
Yeah.
How far? You know what? I
Yeah,
can
let's
do
do that right now.
Yeah, we're gonna try. let's see. Unread. Filtered by unread.
Banana wave. Banana wave. Work emails?
No, this is just my inbox. Oh. June 19th, 2019. Costco Wholesale. Our appliance summer savings event starts now.
Oh, you should go.
Hey, starts today. July 4th appliance promotions. Samsung logo. Purchase qualifying Samsung appliances. Receive 15% back when you pay with your Costco Anywhere Visa card by Citi.
Oh.
I don't have one of those.
Oh, why not? You should get one.
I can get one of those
Now's the
refrigerators
time.
with a touch screen on it.
So you can play Doom on your refrigerator.
Yeah, man. I'm glad I pre-ordered Doom Eternal before my life went to shit.
Right.
So now I can play it.
Yeah, if it gets
And be
delivered.
like, yeah, I still don't like Doom, do I? I'm an idiot, Chuck.
Okay.
I can see that in your eyes.
No, I was not.
I see. That was your reaction.
No.
Hey, PlayStation Network, thank you for your purchase.
What'd you buy?
Apparently I renewed my PlayStation View that month.
Oh, wow.
That no longer exists.
Nope.
This is like a time capsule here.
Like our money.
Funds have been added to my wallet. Yeah, how about that? Funds.
He's reading old emails.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool.
Hey, my weekly Xbox newsletter.
You should do that sometime. Clean up your fucking inbox, you monster.
Hey, I'm working on it.
Not you. I'm talking about 10,000 plus unread email badge over here.
I don't have that many.
What's that right now?
I got mine down to 9,074.
The fuck, man?
I have 4,084 emails.
Now that I can't go to, I used to have Gmail open all day.
Mm-hmm.
So I could just click it and go, oh, good, done.
I just mean at a certain point, just click like mark read all. Like, you know, if you're.
Nah, you got to let it get up to 10,000 and then do that. Achievement unlocked.
People are monsters out there.
Oh yeah, I got stuff to talk about that we skipped last week. Let me check my feed. Give me a second, and I'll be ready.
I have a weird semi-common thread with the ones I'm going to talk about.
Okay, I got
I
them.
got to remember one. I really wish Letterboxd would just show you everything you watched and not just things you had. Like wish you didn't have to rate things. You know?
Why don't you want to
What do
read
you mean?
things?
Well, I mean, like you've got to give it a rating, or it's like it never happened.
Oh, really? It should be in your
Well, you can go to like all films, but
Diary?
it doesn't show up in
Yeah,
your,
I think you have to log a date.
Oh.
I think you don't have to rate it, but
Yeah,
you have
if
to
you,
log
if you
a
just
date.
mark it as watched, it's just like, yeah, you watched this at some
Yeah,
point. But if
but
you
if
mark
you-
a date, it'll show up in your diary.
Yeah.
So some of these things I'm just like, I just don't even know.
Yeah, just mark it with a date that you watched it. And
Yeah.
Okay. But I got it and I'm ready to go.
I think you can go to, if you go to like films watched and then sort by when added, that will that'll sort it like by when you click
We're gonna
the
figure
watch
this
button.
out. We're gonna
Yeah.
figure this letterbox thing out,
Right.
my friends. Oh God.
I should log this.
Oh, hey,
Movie.
that works.
Yeah. Hey.
hey, letterbox master over
Right.
there. Hey,
I'm the
Sometimes
best.
you need fresh eyes.
sometimes.
Yes.
BJ is fresh eyes to letterboxed.
He is
Oh, I got
What
a
is this
log
thing? Yeah.
fresh on the eyes.
Battle
Battle
Queen.
Queen.
2020.
Oh yeah.
Chuck thinks I'm cute.
Battle Queen, more like Battle Queen. Am I right?
That's gonna be my
There.
letterbox review. I'll get a million.
God damn
likes.
it! Slow down.
Nope, I'm already on mine. More
motherfuckers.
like battle.
God damn it! We have video evidence of me.
Nope, you didn't mail it to yourself. It doesn't count.
More like more like bad tit queen.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I mean,
Petittle queen.
I watched it today.
more like bad titillate queen. Yeah, I don't know.
I gotta catch up, man. Apparently,
I mean, they're good fakes.
apparently the Poots has like 3 new movies.
Oh.
I can start my side Poots cast again.
Yeah, you put it up.
Something popped up the other day, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's the Poots!"
Yeah, I hate when you say that.
Do
yeah,
ya?
I do. I don't, like
Emoji
being
me
around,
saying that.
I don't like you being around you when you got the poots. It's not good.
Yeah, I'll start my Poots cast again.
Okay, good. Something for the fans.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
put it up.
yeah. It's my little side Patreon podcast, the Poots cast. Emojin Poots. Emojin comma
We talk about
Poots.
all things poots here.
Yeah.
It'll be imagine colon POTZ Poots.
Poutine.
Yep. We eat some poutine. Talk about poots.
I was reminded because I see both Yesterday and Art of Self-Defense, 2 Poots movies I watched in 2019.
Right. I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Been a dearth of Poots.
You can review Imogen Poots movies, small motorcycles, and dancing, and it can be your Poots, Scoots, and Boogie podcast.
Went around the block for it, but worth the trip.
Scoots.
It's all the Emojin Poots news that's fit to print.
Yeah.
The Poots, Scoops, and Boogies. Yep.
All right. I'm ready if you are.
Yes.
Well,
Poot it up.
woo!
Poots.
Do this.
All right, welcome back.
Hey,
Bamf
Bamfcast.
Cast.
Second half.
Second half.
It is time to play catch up on some movies.
Okay.
It is.
We've been watching some.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Well, I watched 3 fairly new movies, so you tell me what else you got and when
I
you,
watched
when you
a
want to-
2019 movie.
I watched a 2019 movie as well.
Well, I think I watched 2 2020 movies. So
Well,
Y'all got
Fuck
me
off.
beat, so y'all go
Oh,
ahead.
shit. 2020. How about that?
shit, I might have watched several 2020 movies.
What have you been
Like
doing?
Battle Queen 2020.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that was 2019.
And New Crime City 2020.
All right. Well, I'll start with the one I know is actually a 2020 movie. I watched Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic.
All
Oh, you
right.
did?
I did.
Cool.
How was that?
It's fine. Like, I mean, it's one of those things. Like, it's
All right.
it's better than it probably should be, but still, like, for me, it's about on the same level as Detective Pikachu. Like, I'm like, oh, this is better than it has any right to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not that great standalone by itself without any strong connection to the property.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know a Pokemon or two. I've played a Sonic game here and there. I could never tell you what the plot of a Sonic game was. He runs, he has rings,
He has to
Yes.
go fast.
and there's an egg
Gotta go
and
fast.
or robot man that
Yes.
chases him.
Robot Man.
Dr. Roboto, or the Eggman, has turned all of the forest creatures into robots, and Sonic the Hedgehog has to free them by bopping them on the head and then defeating Dr. the Eggman.
Sure.
That's about as far as I can get
I've
with
never
the plot.
heard it described better than that.
But yeah, I mean it's cute. I mean Jim Carrey is going for it in a way I don't think I'd seen him go for it in a while.
Okay.
I mean it works. It's kind of one of those things like it was a true definition of a popcorn movie. Like I watched it, I enjoyed it at the time. I will probably never think about or watch it again. Like I have no reason to revisit it and be like that was cute. Moving on with my life. It's just it's completely that level, which is fine. I have no problem with that. But that's kind of almost a theme with most of my movies. So you will hear more of it, but I will stand aside because that was my 2020 movie.
All right.
All right. I watched a 2019 movie.
Congrats. What is it?
Jojo Rabbit.
Aha.
Yeah. That's a pretty good movie. It's that one was weird. It reminded me somewhat of my feelings toward Moonrise Kingdom, where the first half I'm like, I don't think I'm on board with this. But then by the second half, I'm like, all right, I get what you guys are going for. And then I was on board for it.
All right.
I mean, I don't know a lot more to say. I guess it just it walks a pretty good tightrope for dealing with its subject matter and basically having your main character that you're supposed to be sympathizing with be a fucking Nazi. And you're like, I don't want to be a Nazi sympathizer. What is this movie doing?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, but it knows what it's doing. And wow, there is some amazingly good use of foreshadowing just in how they frame shots. And that's really all I can say about it. But it was like, it pays off in a way that, like, Jen was watching with me and audibly gasped when they get to a certain section of it. That it makes you understand very easily why they shot things the way they did earlier on in the movie. Yeah, I gotta say my least favorite part is Hitler being in it, being goofy Hitler.
Okay.
Like, I get that it would be almost like a dry adaptation without that, but I kind of feel like it would be a better movie without that, aside from, the very end where he gets to do the fuck you Hitler thing. But I it's one of those choices that's like, yeah, I appreciate what you're going for, but I'm not entirely on board with it. I don't know how you felt about it.
I loved it. It would
Yeah.
it would have messed up my top 5 for last year. I just watched it. That was the first 2019 movie I watched post Golden Jocks. And was like, well, fuck. That would have messed it up.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It probably would have been around 4 or 5 for me. Because man, that kid is so good. The little kid in it, but holy shit, his buddy Yorkie is the fucking MVP of that movie. Holy shit, I want like all the movies with this little kid in them because he's so fucking good. And it's just like it's his friend who's actually like basically Jojo Rabbit. He's in like the Hitler youth camps or whatever and fucks himself up and basically can't be in the Hitler youth camps anymore. But this is his fat little friend who didn't fuck himself up, so ended up like, running around with a rocket launcher and shit when the shit actually hits the fan and he's like a 10-year-old. And just his commentary where he's just like almost unaffected by everything that's happening around him. And then like the actual fights are happening and he's just kind of like, yeah, good to see you, Jojo. Definitely not a good time to be a Nazi. And, just, it's so good. Yorkie is 100% the MVP of that movie. I would watch a whole movie with just that kid running around. And I don't think he's been in anything else. Actually, I don't think either of them have. But
Sam Rockwell's pretty good in it, too.
God, yeah. And that's the thing. There's just, like, everybody in that movie is really good. There's some stuff with Scarlett Johansson that I'm like, like I'm not totally on board with it. But it works out by the end. So yeah, it's really solid. It's not like my favorite of the year, but yeah, that's definitely up there.
All right.
Yeah, it's a movie that walked a tightrope that it pulls off.
Yeah. Some people don't get it or will refuse to get it. I realize that's the problem with.
Well, I think there's a lot of people where it's like basically, I mean, it is like so he's like, yeah, you have to sympathize with this Nazi because he is a piece of shit through like it's not like he meets a Jewish person and is like, oh, okay, I get why I'm bad. Like, oh, that was bad. It's not like, no, it takes him. It's not like he's still a piece of shit throughout. So it works. Mm-hmm. The way the story is told and the patience that they do with everything, and they don't take the easy ways out on basically anything.
Well, I mean,
that's why it pays off by the end of the movie.
I just meant like I saw somebody post it kind of getting the Oscar buzz and all the stuff that kind of brought it more to the forefront, and they were specifically pointing out the Stephen Merchant scene.
Yeah,
and they were just like, I can't believe that in this scene this is said over like whatever it is.
That's the point.
And it's
God.
entirely the point of that. It's just like how stupid the customs were, and
yeah,
I don't know. It's just, that's a super hot take there, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's good. Mm-hmm. I would recommend it.
Okay.
Yeah. BJ.
All right. Well, as you may have noticed from other podcasts that we have done, that I was... sorry. My words all tried to get out at the same time there. I've been watching Breaking Bad. I don't believe I talked about this at length at all on our last podcast, but I have since finished Breaking Bad, and I waited a couple days.
Yeah, I believe you stopped the last episode that we discussed it. You were at the episode before Ozymandias.
Yes.
And we were like, do not watch that tonight.
Yeah.
Watch that another night when you can watch the rest of them.
Yeah, and that's what I ended up doing was
Yeah.
I waited a couple days, and then I watched all of the rest. And then I watched El Camino. Mm-hmm. El Camino is entirely unnecessary, but it's pretty good.
It's fine.
The Spot, they did a thing that I really like, which is they leave, like at the end of Breaking Bad, they leave you on a scene where there's some open-endedness to it, but it was exactly the way it needed to be, I thought.
Yes.
Like, the last scene of Breaking Bad, it's perfect. And then along comes El Camino to tell you, like, I don't know. I don't know why they made it. That's the thing I can't figure out.
Netflix threw him a bunch of money.
Yeah, but like,
Well, I mean, God, talking about walking a tightrope. The last season of Breaking Bad, or in the last half of the last season of Breaking Bad, so 100% changes the viewpoint of the story, so that big things are happening to a character that had not equal, but much more close to equal screen time with Walter White, that it was just like, hey, this thing happened anyway, no time for that. You know, and I feel like that's the reason for El Camino to exist, is just to say, like, hey, here's this other guy who was kind of your co-main character who just kind of got shafted as far as not just events, but like
Just vanishes.
Yeah, story time in the last season. It was like, here's some horrible things happening to you through the second half of the second season of Breaking Bad. Anyway, you'll probably be fine, right? You know, like, it's just like, you know, that's why I feel like the necessity for El Camino to exist. I mean,
guess.
sure, you know, it doesn't need to. No, nothing needs to exist.
yeah, it's good. I just like I liked where Breaking Bad ended.
Sure.
Like I just liked how they left that last shot.
And I don't think this.
Yeah.
I don't think this treads on that. I think it carefully sidesteps it. I mean, it continues on, but never once like comes up and says like, well, maybe, you know, it has no post final scene thoughts to be said, I think, on that scenario, really, does it?
Not really.
No.
You're kind of like, when Breaking Bad ends, you're like, yeah, I bet that character got away. And then El Camino's like, that character got away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think we necessarily needed it. You know, like, I don't think that there needed to be more story told, but they did it anyway, and I liked it. You know, I
Totally
enjoyed
optional.
it. So,
I mean,
yeah. Well, now I can't unwatch it.
well,
Chuck,
yeah, but
unless somebody hits me in the head with a hammer in a very specific way.
I mean,
I haven't found that yet.
the similarity besides sharing an actress between the two, it's sort of like the Deadwood movie. You know, I mean, it's like, does it need to exist? Not necessarily, but Deadwood also kind of just sort of ended.
the Deadwood movie absolutely needed to exist. It just, the Deadwood movie they made was not a, hey, we're gonna end Deadwood. It's just like, oh, here's what's happening in Deadwood since the last time the show was on the air, and you're like,
in real time.
yeah, and it's like, oh, all right, well, yep, still going, I guess. See you later.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, I haven't started watching Better Call Saul yet. I'm probably going to wait.
Yeah, give it a breather.
Yeah.
No, now's the time. Soul crushing, just sadness.
Yeah, well-
now's the time, because that's what that show is.
I don't need any more of that in my life right
All right.
now, Chuck.
I know.
I have enough.
Fine.
I'll probably wait until they're done with it, to be honest, and that'll probably be a couple, 3-6 years, who knows? I guess as long as they keep throwing money at them. Do they have a planned
There's
time?
one more season after the one that's on right now.
That's
and they're done.
and that's it. Okay, so it'll
Right,
be.
I thought they were doing the 5th season right now. I thought that was it.
Yeah, they're doing it, but there's one more ahead of this. So this season will end, and then there will be one more season probably a year from now.
Oh,
And that's the end.
okay. So they're going 6 seasons with
Yes.
Better Call Saul. Okay.
Yeah, and they are super close.
Yeah, so 2 years, and I'll finish up Better Call Saul and let you guys know what I think about that then.
Can't
and
wait.
I haven't watched anything else.
Okay.
Yeah, I have not been able to like use my work from home Corona bonus time to watch movies. Yeah. Well, I was all excited. Like, I was super excited about getting to work from home.
Every day at the poolside bar from 4 to 6, it's Corona bonus time.
Right. I'm just trying to enjoy all of this.
Well, how long are you indefinite, or do they have a timeline when
We are
they think you're going to be back?
We're indefinite, so it could be.
Ours is
They
getting
could
more
bring us-
indefinite by the day.
Yeah, It could be until I die or
Well, that's
next
definite.
week.
That
is definite.
Yeah, there's definite. When that happens, it's pretty definitive.
Well, when I die, I don't know when I'm going to die.
Yeah.
That's
we'll
the
make sure to
indefinite.
take you back to work when you die.
Yeah, if
Put you at your desk,
yeah,
prop
fucking
you up with some funny
trebuchet
glasses.
my ass through the window at that
Yeah.
place.
We'll try to hook up some rudimentary Weekend at Bernie's mechanics so that
Yeah.
you can continue to get paid.
Hey, BJ.
We'll just put a. I'm gonna be quiet now. We're just gonna need you to like go away. I'll get to you later. So something along those lines. Just get that on tape. We'll just play that on a loop on a motion activated.
Yeah.
Somebody comes up to you.
Just go away.
Whatever you would normally say. However you would normally dismiss someone from your desk.
I'll get to that in a minute. I'm just underwater right now.
Okay, there you go. Yep, on a loop. We'll take care of it.
Which usually means I'm busy with Reddit.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, so
Fuck work.
like a month ago when I was sick, I watched a couple things. For some reason, my brain, and I don't know why, when I get sick and I'm just like, I'm going to stay in bed and watch movies, I always gravitate towards high school movies. Like mostly rewatching high school movies I've seen.
Like movies that take place in high school. Or
Yeah.
movies, okay, I didn't know if you meant movies you watched when you were. in
No,
high
I
school.
mean like movies that
Both.
take place during high school. And so this time around, I ended up watching two that I hadn't seen before. And the first one is The Edge of 17, which is...
I've heard good things about that.
It's okay. It's kind of strange having seen it so close to Booksmart, which I really liked a lot. I don't know. The Edge of 17 is good. It's telling a good story. It's a good, one of those high school movies, and Woody Harrelson's fucking amazing in it. But it's just another one of those movies about an old soul 16-year-old, and you're like, okay, these kids don't exist.
Yeah.
They barely exist. Like, there may be one every decade that exists of an actual old soul teenager. So, like, when it's just like in the third act, she goes on a rant about people using their phones, and I'm just like, no, absolutely not. There's no 16-year-old raging about how every kid uses their phone for things. Just no, absolutely not. And I think that's kind of why I liked Booksmart, because those kids were dorky current kids. They just didn't know everything they needed to know. They weren't like, I'm written by a 40-year-old screenwriter, and I'm going to tell you the way it is. And but it's good. It's well acted. It's well told. I just that story didn't speak to me like a lot of high school movies do for some reason. Because for some reason in my head I'm still in high school. Like high school was 6 months ago. I don't know why. It's weird.
You have time dementia.
I do. I have the time dimension.
Yeah.
So then, just on almost accident, I threw in a movie where I was just like, "This is gonna suck. Let me just see how bad this sucks." 5 minutes in, and I'll toss it. I watched Band Slam.
What?
Band Slam.
What is a band slam?
Band Slam is a high school movie. Back when we had bands, there are some kids who at their high school are in a band, and they
Slam?
They're in a competition called Band Slam, competing to be the best band in whatever New Jersey area this is, or whatever the hell. It starts out real bad. It starts out like, oh, this is trash. This is one of those bad things that no one wants, and then it becomes really good. Like somehow this movie becomes really good. It is really charming and great. It's the kind of movie that when I'm going out just looking for things like I've never heard of this, and this has people in it, maybe I'll give that a shot. This is what I'm looking for. Like this was a true like hidden gem kind of like, this is really great. And no one talks about this movie. And then I tried to figure out why no one talks about it, and it's because they advertised it like a High School Musical kind of thing, because it came out right around the time that movie was popular, and it's not that. It's not that at all. So it's kind of more relevant today because Vanessa Hudgens is in it, and she just lost her fucking mind on the internet yesterday, and so yeah, see it for that. I guess. But
Was Josh Hutcherson in it
no,
too?
there's no Just
Just Vanessa Hudgens?
yeah, just Vanessa
Vanessa
Hudgens.
That's
Yeah.
too bad.
Lisa Kudrow's in it also.
Oh, Alicia Kudrow.
Uh-huh, yeah. that doesn't work with that voice.
What about if I say Phoebe Buffet?
Yes, then correct.
Okay, thanks.
So anyway, watch Band Slam. It's good.
Okay. Is it sort of is it anywhere like Fired Up was way better than it had any right to be? But Fired Up is also kind of a parody, but also like a real movie in and of itself.
This movie sneaks up on you in a different way than Fired Up does, but it's the same kind of like, oh wait, no, this is good. They both start in that way of just like, this sucks, and then it just kind of creeps up on you. It's like, no, wait, I give a shit. Like this is okay. You're doing good things here. Fired Up was just gross. It was just like, this is a gross movie about gross people. But wait, no, they're really clever, and they've stopped being terrible, so I'm on their side now. Band Slam is just about kids who are, none of them are exclusively terrible, but it avoids a lot of trappings that a lot of high school movies do. I'll say that.
Okay.
So,
Band Slam.
Band Slam.
Band Slam.
Band Slam?
Band Slam.
Do any
Band
bands get slammed?
Kind of.
Okay.
Well,
Then I might watch it.
I promise not all of my things are meh or mediocre, but I'm going to go ahead and get the meh, mediocre one out of the way so I can end on one I actually really liked.
Okay.
I watched 2019's Charlie's Angels
Right.
reboot,
That thing
continuation thing.
Recontinuation.
It's in the same universe as the McGee ones.
Okay.
Like it does not say those did not exist.
Okay.
They
This is just a new team with a...
basically, yeah. Because they straight up like show footage of the 90s Charlie's or 2000s Charlie's
2000s,
Angels,
yeah.
whatever.
the super bit
Yeah,
DVDs.
Here's the thing, like I can't explain why this movie is so mediocre. Like it's I can't point to any one thing and be like, yeah, that was it. Like, okay, I mean, it's kind of a culmination. Like the fight scenes are filmed rather poorly, and dialogue is dreadful. I mean, it's like it's clunky and like not realistic at all between people. And whatever they told Kristen Stewart to do is really weird. It's like it's somewhere between Manic Pixie Dream Girl and like Rebel Girl. Like it never lands on. It's like I'm the one who doesn't play by the rules, but also like I'm over here, and also like it's just bizarre. Like the way that like what they told her to do.
Okay,
it's the strangest performance. It's not awful. Like it is watchable. It's just like it's just absolutely mediocre. Like that's the only way I can describe it.
sounds great.
Like, I mean, I think I might watch another one if they attempted it with this group, just because maybe they learned something and how to do it better. Because I kind of see potential there. Like Kristen Stewart doing whatever she's doing. It's funny because like she's ostensibly like the biggest actress in that group, because you got Naomi Scott, who I'm gonna have to start referring to her by name because it was just like, hey, she's the hot new Pink Ranger. Oh, hey, she's the hot new Princess Jasmine. And it's like, fine, okay, I learned your name. Third movie, got you now. But like
she's arrived.
yeah. And I already forgot I literally had no idea who the third angel was, but she like the most likable, ass kicking, cool one of them all.
Okay.
Like it's weird. Like it's just strange. It's like they told Kristen Stewart to do whatever the hell she's doing. Naomi Scott is like she's the one thing I do that find that's kind of interesting is like this one is kind of like they're recruiting her. She first is like someone they go to protect and they're like, hey, maybe you can be an angel. So you kind of get that like, what does it take to get into this world of this super secret angels club thing, and that there's Bosleys all over the world and whatnot.
Yeah, the trailer did hint that there are many Bosleys.
Yes, they're Bosley is just a title.
Who's the Bosley in this one?
Elizabeth Banks. She directed it, but also
but Patrick Stewart.
But also
is
Patrick
also
Stewart.
Bosley.
Yes, but also Jimon Hunsu is another Bosley.
Sure.
So
Okay.
there's
Wait, this isn't a historical fantasy or dragon movie. What's he doing?
I don't know. He's just being a Bosley.
Okay, great.
But yeah, so I like that aspect
Just
of like,
being a Bosley.
so it makes sense for like her to be kind of like, oh God, I don't know what's going on, and because I haven't had proper training, I probably shouldn't be here. But it's like the only one that's like, oh, okay, I believe that you are an elite super agent who can kick ass is the one girl I can't remember her name because I've never seen her in anything. I should probably look it up, but I'm just talking.
Her name is Jimon Hansu.
That's not it.
No, he plays Bosley.
Maybe I should. Pay more
Idris
attention.
Elba.
It's not him either. I assure you.
He's sick.
But yeah, I literally had like no reference to anything she'd been in. That's why I'm just like, name is completely blank. But anyway, it's just it's just mediocre in a way that it was like, it's not even like good popcorn fare. I mean, if you're for some reason invested in the Charlie's Angels verse, if you will,
and you should be,
I guess. I mean, I will unapologetically say I like that first movie. I like that first movie a lot. I think Full Throttle is fucking atrocious. Like it doubles down on everything that was not good about the first one.
Yeah,
and it's like a Michael Bay sequel. If someone just said, "Hey, Michael Bay, we want you to put more of what you like and not what people liked." That's what Full Throttle is like. It's like it's just got all of the cringeworthy like things that McGee thought he was going to be hot shit for doing.
Right.
Just doubled down on, and it's just like, okay, this 100% does not work.
and it has Bruce Willis.
Sure, there's that too. Anyway, I'm just saying, like, it's not the worst thing you'll ever watch, and I actually would watch another sequel with this team because hopefully they learn some better filmmaking stuff.
Oh, they're not making another one.
No, it did horribly.
It did poorly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They will reboot it like they rebooted Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Well, the common theme here, and what I was going to say is like, for me, these are the kind of movies like you were talking about, like watching high school movies, like some kind of comfort zone thing. I will either revisit movies I've seen a bunch of times. That's what I do. Or I'll just watch something that I kind of have a suspicion is just going to be a true popcorn flick when I'm in times like this where it's just like I really, really, really want to watch 1917. You know, like I have not hit play on it yet because I'm in this mental state where it's just like, just give me fluff.
Right.
That's all I want right now. I either want something I've seen a bunch of times or just fluff. And that's where I'm at. Why I've made these strange cinematic choices that I made. There are things I would much rather be watching, but I'm like, every time I go to play, I'm like, not right now. I will probably have to think about this and try to study it like a film and not just like sit there and not eat popcorn while I watch these popcorn movies.
Right.
But anyway, I saved a positive one for last. I think you have more, right?
I do.
Okay.
I have a very positive one. I rewatched Kubo and the Two Strings. Don't know what prompted me to do that. I think maybe some people were talking about it on Twitter or something.
Yeah,
but I was
that's
like,
exactly what it was.
I need to watch that again. Yeah, that's still a fantastic movie. Like one of those few movies I feel like I could recommend to literally anyone. You know, because some movies are like, yeah, you might like it. You know, it's like, no, I feel like that one I could give it to anybody and be like, all right, either you're going to enjoy how this looks because it's an absolutely gorgeous movie, or you know, it's going to hit you in the right spot. And yeah, it's just front to back, a fantastic movie with a tremendous soundtrack. And yeah, just one of those movies I feel like it gets me, and it puts me in a sad but good mood by the end of it.
I will step aside. This is not a major review. It's just I decided to rewatch. My rewatch thing was Blade Runner 2049.
Oh yeah,
I hadn't watched
talking
it.
about gorgeous movies.
Well, I hadn't watched it since my theater experience, and I'm now realizing like it took. Again, I have to do this non-spoilery. It took until a major character reveal. Fuck, if you've seen a trailer, Harrison Ford shows up in the movie. If you didn't know, he's on the fucking poster and everything.
What?
But it's late in the movie.
Yeah, it's so far into the movie before he shows up.
It was about that time where I realized that I remember now. Like I liked Blade Runner 2049. I just remember like coming out of it going like, what was wrong with me or it? And now I'm remembering that movie Return of the King to me, because that movie feels like it's going to end about 10 times, and I had to piss like a motherfucker. And so like I was sitting there watching some of the final scenes of that movie, and there's a very long, drawn out, slow, protracted thing that happens, and I just remember sitting there going, fucking end. I gotta piss so bad. Fucking end, please.
Yeah, it's like Return of the King. You're crying not because it's sad, but because you have to piss so bad, and you're trying to hold it.
Yeah, you're
so
just
hard.
like, your body is like, this is the end of the movie. It is coming up now, any minute now.
Yeah.
Let me start the juices of flowing. No,
Yeah. Leave your juices alone.
but no. In sitting there in the comfort of being able to pause and go whatever I wanted, I enjoyed the last 30 minutes of that movie a lot more this time.
Sure, I bet.
My
Right.
bladder was
think
on
so.
it. Yeah, it was no bladder runner
No
2049.
juices.
But yeah, it's that's the only other thought I have about it is like that is such a strange and wonderful thing, because it's both respectful to the original and also has its own complete, totally different vision.
Yes.
I think that's what's really interesting about it. It's like, yeah, I can see in 20 years or so, timeline wise, or 30 years, I guess, from the timeline wise, like, yeah, I can see like this is where the world would have gone, you know, but you still have like the giant advertising, something gone holograms now, and it's like, it's just very respectful, and it's like I like that the soundtrack begins with like kind of like a Vangelis ripoff thing, and then just morphs into like its own weird like I don't know what the right word is. It's just like it's got that disturbing like like kind of soundtrack like throughout parts of it. It's just like that ominous like thing, almost a Hans Zimmer-esque thing.
Who did that one?
I don't know. For all I know, it could be Hans Zimmer. I don't know.
I'm looking it up now.
Okay.
Because I'm kind of curious now. Because like Tron was Daft Punk. Because I was about to say it was Daft Punk, wasn't it? And I was like, no, that was Tron Legacy. Guy, the movie's been 10 years since Tron Legacy.
Yeah, we were all so stoked.
Lord of mercy.
God, I wanted another one, and yeah. They never did it, did they?
But yeah, like I said,
Never even planned for it, did they?
Nope.
Yeah,
It was Hans Zimmer.
It was? Okay.
And
that makes
Benjamin Wallfish,
sense. Okay.
whoever that is.
Well, I'm pretty sure Hans Zimmer was responsible for the
I
noises.
would think so.
It wasn't a wah. It was just like that.
Oh.
It's that, like, almost sounds like you're pull starting a violin. like that kind of like you're rubbing down the rigid, coiled strings. Like you almost get that noise.
Right.
Whatever. It's got a funky thing, and it's
Actually,
ominous.
the other guy's done a lot of movies, so I don't know like how they split that up.
Yeah. Don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he was just the wah consultant.
Maybe.
Let me come in and like punch this up a little bit. What you need here is a little bit more wah, and a little bit more wah.
And then you need some dun-dun-dun.
But no, it's still a good movie. I still think I have issues with it. Like I mean, I still don't think it's going to be as timeless as the original, but I still think it's for what it is it's a pretty fascinating and wonderful thing.
Yeah, I should rewatch that. I got the time now, so.
Yeah, I was browsing through my 4K library, and I was like, oh yeah, that would probably look good in Dolby Vision.
I bet it did.
So I have one last full movie. Does anyone else have?
I do.
Okay, there
I
you
have
go.
one.
Go.
This is from a couple weeks ago, but the discourse fell on Ocean's 12 and some group of fucking idiots claiming that the Julia Roberts, Bruce Willis scene is the best scene of Ocean's 12. I watched the entire movie, and I can tell you that they are 100% scientifically, unequivocally wrong. There's nothing redeeming about that scene whatsoever.
It's not even the best scene in the movie. I mean, like, even if that scene wasn't one of the most hated things in a major motion picture ever, then there are better scenes in its own movie that it contains, like legit good filmmaking things.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're about to tell us about them.
Yeah. That movie is weird in that, like, Ocean's 11 is like one of those movies I would say that is a perfect movie. Like, you can look at any scene and you go, I can't change anything. I can't see how you could make any of this better. I mean, it's not like it has any deeper meaning. Mm-mm. It is just like a fucking machine of perfect crowd-pleasing movie making.
But even, like, keeping it... I don't know. Like, at this point in time, I never understand if I'm calling something subtle when it's actually subtle, or if it's just subtle if you're a fucking idiot. Like, because like I mean, to me, there's two different kinds of subtle. Because I will sometimes point out something like, oh yeah, when this happened, and someone's like, I didn't get that at all. And it's like, it was fucking right there, and like pretty fucking obvious. Mm-hmm. But like the thing about that kills me in Ocean's 11 is the Greyhound dog, the CGI Greyhound dog that just comes in so far behind all the other dogs, just pointing out how bad he lost. I mean, it's just like little things like that. Like, you don't have to say it. It's just there. He has the frump. He goes, because the dog finishes like a whole fucking half lap behind the other ones. Yeah. I don't know. It's little things like that are brilliant to me about this.
Yeah. But I mean, like, Ocean's 11 is a perfect crowd-pleasing movie. Like, another one that I could basically say, like, I could recommend that to just about anybody, and I'm 99.9% sure they're going to have a good time with it. Ocean's 12 is very different in structure in that the entire movie is a con on the audience. Like, literally nothing that happens that you see in that movie actually happens the way it's depicted on screen until it's shown later. None of the heists actually happen on screen. All of them they get there and it's like, nope, thing's already stolen, or, and then it's suddenly, let's hit to recap, which that one has an amazing smash cut from them starting the one heist to suddenly it's the next morning And God, it's so good. Like, this one is where Soderbergh basically had enough clout to go, I'm just going to do whatever the fuck I want here, and I don't care, and they're not going to get to edit it on me. So he's throwing in like French New Wave shit all over the place. He's everything like I love all the filmmaking of this movie, but it's not the crowd pleaser that the first one is, and I think that's why it suffers. And it also has all these huge stars that kind of like Clooney barely does anything in this movie. Like it's all like he has almost no role in anything that actually happens in the movie. But every heist that happens is recapped later in montage, for one. And for two, none of them happen the way they said they happened. And three, they sidelined so many people so quickly because it was adapted from a screenplay that I think was going to be like, God, I want to say it was like a Once a Thief sequel or something for John Woo or something like that, where it was like, okay, it's single protagonist, that sort of thing. And then they're like, no, let's just adapt it to Ocean's guys. So, you know, you got guys like Bernie Mac, who, did he do anything in that movie? No, I don't think he did. You know, but the soundtrack's the best out of all those movies, by the way. Like, you can just listen to the track's called 72904 Day Of, and you can tell just by listening to that, you can like see the moments where things all go completely wrong just by the soundtrack. Like, it's such a, it's hard to describe this way, but it's like a descriptive soundtrack for what it's doing. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think there's a ton to like in that movie, but you really have to be on its wavelength. And I know, like, walking out of the theater, I was not. And I think a huge part of that is that Bruce Willis scene, because A, it doesn't do anything for the movie. It doesn't advance anything. It doesn't make anything happen. It just exists to be wacky and like give inside Hollywood jokes because, oh, they mentioned Julia Roberts' publicist by name. Like, who cares? Who fucking cares? Like, if it's just a 5 minutes of just cringing and going, no, just end, just stop, please. This is painful.
It feels like something they made up on the set.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't this be funny?
Yeah.
No.
And it's not at all.
It is so bad.
Yeah. And I mean, like, and it's overacted in the worst ways by everyone involved in it. It's just, it's a terrible scene in a movie that otherwise I think is actually really good. Like, it's kind of one of those things that caters to my weird tastes in things, where it's just like, all right, just experiment with this. Like, do these weird zooms, show a plane landing sideways, you know, all that sort of shit. And yeah, I can say I can recommend the hell out of that movie. And I need to watch Ocean's 13 again, but I seem to remember it being like a course correction to, all right, let's just do a straight heist movie. And they kind of do it, and it's just kind of average. It doesn't really capture the magic of that first one at all, because it's like, yeah, we're here again. You know?
Yeah, we got two more this time.
Yeah, we're back in Vegas, checking it out, you know, like.
Al Pacino's here now.
Yeah. Like, it's, I want to watch it again to see if there's like any little fun touches in it, but I just suspect that there aren't. But I will defend that movie, and I'll just say, like, when you hit the Julia Roberts scene, just skip it. And it's a much better movie. Because it really comes really at a really bad time in the movie, too. Because it's, like, basically where it transitions from the second to the third act. So it's like, this is where all the momentum should be going. And it's like, nope, we're going to slam you in a brick wall for 5 minutes. So, skip it. Just know what they're doing doesn't work. And they all end up in jail. Then you can move on from there.
Well, I got one more movie. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. I watched Jumanji: The Next Level, the sequel to the sequel of Jumanji.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The third Jumanji.
I should watch that first one at some point.
Yeah. They can make these movies for as long as they want to keep making these movies. Like, there is something happening in these that so many other adventure things just don't have. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think about every Pirates of the Caribbean sequel after the first one just immediately comes to mind, where they are just this mishmash of set pieces, and it's like they wrote the script based on set pieces and forgot to write the script.
Right.
And this is like they wrote a script and then we're like, yeah, but maybe they should be doing something here. And like, we'll think about a set piece then, because like the set pieces are never the focus of this movie. It is always the actors doing funny things and being different people and being in different people's bodies. And this one just doubles down on that by swapping out people you think are going to get back in the same quote unquote avatar as they did last time, and it's not. Because, I mean, spoilers if you saw a trailer, but I mean, I think it was pretty clear in the trailer that they were going to add this component into it, but like, the main character,
The Rock.
Yeah, the Rock's real kid, like the kid who's actually like inside the Rock.
Son of the Rock.
Yeah, it starts with an S. It's just out of my fucking head. It doesn't matter.
Son of the
Spencer.
Rock.
Spencer. His name is Spencer. Doesn't
Spencer
really
the Rock.
Sure, Spencer the Rock. His grandfather's in it, played by Danny DeVito, and Danny DeVito's friend Danny Glover was also in the room, so gets sucked into the game too. Mm-hmm. And it is endlessly entertaining because Danny Glover goes into Kevin Hart, and Kevin Hart is just doing a Danny Glover impression for most of the entire movie, and it's glorious. It never got old, even for a millisecond.
Okay.
It is just, it's a real good thing. I mean, I don't enjoy The Rock Danny DeVito as much because, spoiler, that's where Danny DeVito goes. That was okay. Like for a couple moments, I will say, like, did they dub The Rock or did The Rock actually do that? Because there's a couple times it's like he sounds so much like him that I was like, did they just actually insert Danny DeVito's voice, or can The Rock actually do that? I don't know.
Rock's pretty talented.
He is pretty talented. Yeah,
He can go, ha.
yeah, lots
A
of
lot.
highs. But yeah, I mean, this movie had like everything in a movie like this I want, and including surprise Aquafina, which I am becoming a fan. She's fucking great in everything I've seen her in. And
pretty good.
Yeah, she becomes Danny DeVito at some point because they also introduce this whole like they can swap bodies while they're in the game thing, so that gets crazy for a moment. But yeah, it's just fun. I mean, I enjoyed the hell out of the first one, and this one's just as equally fun.
Yeah, I didn't realize Jake Kasdan made those.
Yeah, these are solid movies. Like,
Yeah.
these are just surprisingly fun, solid movies. And I will go on record. I don't care who hates me. I don't care based on my age. The first Jumanji sucks.
It does. It's terrible.
It's a bad fucking movie.
It's garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I watched it on cable 50 times, and I disagree with you.
Whatever.
We were the wrong age. We were too old for it.
Yeah.
It didn't hit me. It never worked.
Every
I
animal
saw it
in
the
that is
theater
CG,
with-
and it sucks.
Yeah.
I saw it in the theater with my girlfriend at the time, and I could not tell you a single thing about that
It's-
movie except Robin Williams is in it. I don't even know if he has kids. He has kids, right?
Sure.
Do the kids go in it? Who are
no,
the kids?
no one goes into Jumanji in that. It's like
He
Jumanji
comes out of it.
Jumanji
All-
comes out of
They all
the...
vomit out of it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh no, CG animals are here. Run.
Yeah, because was it Robin Williams was like stuck in there since he was a kid?
Yeah, he
or
got
something like
stuck
that.
in there because he's like, what year is it?
Yeah. But yeah, I
That's
mean,
the
the whole
meme.
original Jumanji is like the game comes alive into the real world. This is like you get sucked into Jumanji land. And
That's better.
I don't know. It's just,
Yes.
it's fun. Like, I would not, you can't go watch the sequel without having seen this first one. It is pretty much a direct, like, you need to know. None of this would work unless you know these characters and the dynamics and stuff. But yeah, I'm in. Like, make more of these movies. I'm totally fine with it.
They seem to be able to crank it out real quick.
Yeah.
Because like I still feel like they started making Jungle Cruise 5 years ago, and since then he's made 2 Jumanji movies and San Andreas and Skyscraper.
Somehow
and
they're making San
Rampage.
Andreas
Yeah.
2.
Yes. Yeah, I just feel like
Okay.
I don't know. These seem like they just go to the jungle and they just do some jokes, and then it's like, all right, we got a Jumanji movie, let's go.
Yeah,
and I guess part of it is because they don't have to film all of them all the time because they've got stuff with the kids and the other scenes, the outside of Jumanji stuff that they can.
Yeah, or maybe he's just an actual talented director who knows how to coordinate.
and those
like,
movies
all this.
both made like $1 billion,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying like, for all of these adventure things that have tried to be fun over the years don't
And-
have what this has, and they can keep making them for as long as they want to.
They're weird in that I feel like, at least like on Twitter or film Twitter or whatever, like nobody ever talks about them. They made like $1 billion and nobody ever says a fucking word about
I mean,
them.
they're not masterpieces, but
Yeah.
like for family, like okay, so we watched like both of those Journey movies.
Yes.
Like-
Journey and Journey. 2.
Yeah,
I missed both of those.
those are fine as
They are
well, but these
fine.
are like, I mean, if you want to compare against Pirates and all these other things that have had a bajillion movies, these are so much better. I mean, true film snobs will still be like, it's stupid and thing. You know, it's like, yes, okay, it's not a fucking film. It's not saying anything, but when you want to talk, like, these are fucking ultimate popcorn movies in my mind.
This Jumanji made $800 million.
Okay.
God.
Yeah, they'll make another one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I'm fine with it. Just keep doing it. I mean, The Rock and Kevin Hart's chemistry will always be fun. I mean, even when they're not like being antagonistic, it's just like the two of them on screen is just
They
recipe
are
for magic.
good in whatever that other movie is they made?
Didn't they do
Central Intelligence?
Yes,
Yeah.
that movie is way better than it should be
Yeah.
because you look at that and you go, premise, boo.
I mean, this. I will say, like, this was the first one where I was like, now Jack Black feels like the outlier. Like, I feel like the other three work together so much better, and it's just like, I get the feeling somehow that it's like he's on set thinking he's as big or bigger than the other two, and it's like, you're really not. Like, you made some popular movies, a lot of flops, and you're not the fucking Rock or Kevin Hart when it comes to like a box office draw. That's for damn sure.
He does seem like maybe he's playing out a contract or something.
Sure.
Like we just got to put Jack Black in some things. He doesn't.
I mean, he's fine. It's just
Sure.
like, it's just like I think it worked better in the last one when he was the girl, the quote unquote cheerleader girl.
Right.
He just walked around like, I'm the fat guy. Oh my god. That worked better than this one, sort of.
Okay.
This one is like borderline offensive from time to time.
Oh, good.
Not really. It's like
Great.
I'm so much more on board with the other people doing their things than you doing what you're doing right now. Just because you have black in your name doesn't mean you're allowed to do some of the things you're doing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But still fun. It's just fun.
Yeah, it's just fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll need to watch those too.
They're both fun.
I like those people in them,
Mm-hmm.
so I should watch them.
Well, you've got plenty of time.
I've got the time, don't
when
I?
you're not playing video games.
Yeah. I'll cram for the second half for next week.
I do appreciate, like, I don't think it felt like, I don't think it was one of those things they added in after the fact. I think they just were self-aware from the get-go. That I love in the first one that, like, immediately all it took was the fucking poster to come out, and people were on that, like, Jurassic World, like, why the fuck is she dressed like that in the jungle? Like, and then, like, the first time Karen Gillan shows up at it, it's like, let's address that because,
Yes.
And everybody's like, it's a video game. Like, this is what people...
She's basically wearing the Tomb Raider outfit.
Yeah, this is what male programmers do.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they were basically just like, yeah, let's nip that in the bud. And like, yes, it's happening, but also this is why. Move on.
Mm-hmm.
I got one other thing.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I listened to our podcast on Tammy and the T-Rex from 8 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
How much did we suck then?
You can't. We go on for a very long time about tweeting Paul Walker.
We were very excited.
We were incredibly excited about.
And then we
tweeting Paul
fucked it up.
Yeah.
Well,
Nope, because
No,
we tweeted the
that
wrong Paul
was
Walker.
No, that was his official account.
Oh, was it?
Back then? It said verified official account. Back
Whatever.
Then. So whatever. Either way, honestly, the recap's almost the same.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's just like whenever there was gore, they just cut away from it. And I guess he didn't kill as many people at the party.
Okay.
Because otherwise, like everything else that's in that movie was there. So it really did make me want to watch the original cut just to see what the difference was. Because from all our descriptions, it's like, yeah, everything's pretty much the same. Except the lady at the end doesn't get intestines spit on her. She just runs away.
That's what I figured.
Yeah. And there's a few things we didn't talk about. Like we talked about in that one, like a lot, the T-Rex picking up the mirror and looking at himself. Chuck mentioned that was his favorite scene in the movie. We didn't even bring it up the second time.
No.
And then when she's running, when Helga is running away from the barn at the end, like trying to hike her skirt back down as she's running.
Yeah.
We were like focused on that in the first one because I think it just basically cuts from him like knocking Bernie over to her running out. And I think that's why we're like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, right.
Whereas, in the cut we watch, it's like, no, she gets intestines spit on her face. That's why she's running away. And
Yes.
I don't know why her skirt's hiked all the way up, and
Right.
this actress is like trying to hike it down as she's running away.
Yeah.
Which is almost like, yeah, why'd you use that take?
Didn't have another
Unless
one.
some guy was like, butts,
Could have been
which is
butts.
probably it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I listened to it, so you don't have to.
Okay.
But no, we were still funny back then.
Oh, okay.
We were all right.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah. We weren't as jaded and cynical. We lived in a much nicer, better world.
Everything was kind of okay then.
We lived in a society.
Yep. Not anymore.
No.
It's all toilet paper and
Eggs.
eggs. Yeah.
All the eggs around. Why all the eggs? I don't understand. Like,
I don't know.
do they just think there's going to be like the chickens are going to catch coronavirus or something? Like,
No, they
why
get
is
a pox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, bird flu could come back. Who knows?
It's open season.
I don't know. Anyway, we're all still alive for now.
Yeah.
And for those of you who need something to do, we have 501 episodes now. You could go back and listen to any one of those episodes on our website, bmfcast.com.
Plus 100-something extra episodes.
Plus 100-something
Plus
extra
spoiler
episodes.
casts.
Spoiler
Specials.
casts, specials.
God, there's a lot of stuff.
So much content.
Holy fuck, what are we doing?
Or you could go watch 340 episodes that we've live streamed at youtube.com/bmfcast. Any number of things to, to get you by in these trying times while you're working from home, trying to ignore your dog who won't stop barking.
Agreed.
Or whatever. And, if you haven't been laid off and you have a spare $1 a month to throw our way to help pay for our hosting and all of our equipment and such, you could go to patreon.com/bmfcast and get like 10,000 hours more content, which you could probably never ever listen to before we all die of this horrific disease.
But you should try.
But you could try. You could try. And we would encourage you to do that.
We would.
Yeah.
I don't encourage trying to listen to all of us.
I encourage paying to listen to
Oh,
extra
okay.
stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
That I encourage.
You should pay and then listen to what you paid for.
Right. And then when you're done with all that, you can give us a call on a telephone line. Those may still exist by the airing of this podcast. 9105-JOCKS-BMF or 910-556-9263. That's the Garfield phone, the Banffcast hotline.
Just wander on down to the sewer tunnels and give us a call.
Right. Pick up your nearest post-apocalyptic frozen wasteland hellscape
Yep.
payphone.
Get your tits out and pick up the phone.
That used to be
Already
what I told my
done, Chuck.
girlfriend. But I think that's all the things. You can also email us at bmf@bmfcast.com, and that's it. Stay safe out there. Wash your fucking hands.
We'll wash our fucking mouths, and we'll all be safe.
Socially distance yourself, as if you haven't already.
Like we're doing.
Well, yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
We're almost 6 feet apart here.
Not really.
Mackie and I, maybe.
No, not even.
Maybe.
Whatever. We're all going to die
Doesn't
anyway.
matter. We're fine.
Who cares?
It doesn't affect podcasters.
It's not like I got to go to work anymore.
Yeah.
All right.
Ever.
Well, on that positive, bright, and cheerful note.
Donate to the Patreon. I'm begging you.
Yes, give to Tiny Tim over here, and and coronavirus blesses all. Anyway,
Tiny Tim Mac.
No, please do not bless us.
anyway, let's get out of here, shall we?
Okay.
I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And this is Banffcast out. Motherfucker.
I gave you a healthy pause, so whatever you feel like cutting there, you can just say you can take
Sure, yeah.
take whatever unhappiness out of the
Yeah,
end there.
any just sadness of things.
Yes, please edit for content. Content. Yeah.
My ears.
They're spelled the
Hey,
same.
look, we're actually kind of early. Go. Yeah.
Now
Now that I don't have to go to fucking work in the morning. Jesus Christ. Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
Chuck.
Chuck's got to be up at
I gotta go to
4
work in the
a.m.
morning. It's all the way to fucking the other way.
I was actually almost late to work this morning. It's the dumbest shit.
Do you have to check in? Like, what do you have to do?
We have
Conference call?
Okay, so this is the dumbest thing. Should
I take us offline? You have to
No.
explain
I'll
inside baseball thing here.
No, I will fully blast my company on social media.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're all on work from home, and they're like, before I left, they're like, I asked, I was like, hey, do you want me to just check in with I was talking to my boss. I was like, you want me to check in with you or David, who's like not quite my boss, but he's a manager.
He's a good person.
Yeah, he's a very good person. He's the only good one left.
He's a good man. And thorough.
So he's like, no, we trust you. It's good. Just just hop on at your normal time and get to work. So Friday, everything's I get up, I'm logged in by 8:30 doing my thing, get my job done all Friday. Everything goes without a hitch. And then Friday afternoon, they institute, starting Monday, mandatory 8:30 a.m. Zoom calls, required video and audio. 8:30 a.m. every single day. And then reps have mandatory check-ins at like 4:00 with their managers. So
Well, the video thing's just a dick move.
yeah, it is, right? I'm just rolling out of bed with my hair all fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's the first thing I did when they were working from home. I was like, well, turn off automatic, start the camera with calls and stuff.
right.
Fuck that shit. I'm sitting here with curlers and rollers in my hair. No, I'm not.
But yeah, I have to put a hat on every morning because I roll out of bed with my hair doing like some variation of this.
That looks good.
Yeah, I mean. But I was almost late this morning to your home. To my home, yeah.
I'll check in for you.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Listen to my deep voice. Hello. How can I help you, fellow workers?
I'll call if there's a problem.
I'm just underwater right
I would
now.
love. I would love to have like a little cutout on a stick of BJ's face to hold in front of me.
Oh, BJ on a stick.
On a steak.
I'm working on my ventriloquist act. You can't see my lips moving, can you?
That'd be good. We have, so Zoom has the. I'm actually really impressed with the technology. The virtual background, no green screen required. It just does the fucking thing really well. So, day one, I was broadcasting from a tiki hut. Day two, I was broadcasting from a. What was day two? Oh, day two was a beach scene with Corona beer bottles, and today was a Star Wars scene. So, I'm just throwing them out there.
Why not, man?
Like, okay, you're gonna make me fucking be here. I'm gonna mute myself immediately and put up a weird background. So, if anybody has any suggestions for tomorrow's background, it needs to be safe for work. You can hit me up on the
The
Twitters.
Space Ghost Coast to Coast set.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Battle Queen 2020.
No.
Stock.
There is no scene from that movie without tits in it.
The scene where she has hypothermia does not have tits in it necessarily.
In the beginning.
In the beginning, there were tits.
But yeah.
Boom.
Oh, and we also had a town hall this morning because we have mandatory town halls and the
God, town hall.
the fucking CEO.
Dumbest shit.
Right? So they're like, we're doing it on Zoom. They've live streamed it on YouTube for the last 3 months. Today it's Zoom.
Right.
Right? Oh, whatever.
So they can see all 900 individuals.
They turned off audio and video for everybody.
Of course. So it should have been on YouTube.
Yeah, it should have been just the straight YouTube thing, but our CEO, like, it opens up and it's like our CEO from this view, from that nobody knows how a video conference is supposed to work, and he's looking down at his laptop like this so he can see straight up his nose, and his audio didn't work for 5 minutes. Like, this is the guy.
Yep.
This is the guy.
Yep.
All of our CEOs can't operate technology, but we want to be a digital media company, so
Stands for can't ever operate.
yeah. Sorry if you own stock in Gannett, because your Gannett gonna make any money.
Your good net worth is going to go way down.
Yeah.
Wait, you're Gannett now?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yep.
Well, I was Gannett for a while.
Technically,
Then they spun us off,
we
and then I quit.
bought Gannett.
What? Oh.
What you were.
It's just one's a much more well-known name.
Yeah, Gannett has the name recognition.
Yeah, it does. I didn't realize they bought Gannett.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because we're technically owned by SoftBank, which has a gazillion dollars. So SoftBank basically gave us the capital to purchase Gannett. So now they're going to probably be firing people quick, fast, and in a hurry so that they can repay SoftBank.
Super duper.
Yeah, it's real good. It's a great way to run a media empire.
I look forward to us all being unemployed and sick.
Yeah.
No health insurance. That would be fun.
I have health insurance, but I mean, if I get sick, I'm fucking bankrupt anyway because my health insurance sucks.
Yep.
Don't get sick.
Yeah.
Or do get sick. I don't care.
That's American healthcare. Don't get sick.
All right, I'm gonna shut it down before
That's
I get
pretty sad.
Yeah, good night, everyone.
Happy cast.